Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited you're here because today we're diving into something super special, your divine plan for love. Yeah, we're gonna explore what the universe has in store for your romantic journey whenever you're watching this. This reading is all about uncovering the bigger picture, like what lessons you're meant to learn, what blessings are coming your way, and how to align with your highest potential in love. It's timeless, so don't worry about when you're seeing this. It's meant for you right now. We're going to use the energy of these crystals to guide us, so let's take a look. Okay, so for our first pile, we have the Opal Dragon. This little guy is all about protection, helping you unveil hidden truths so you can break down any barriers you have around your heart and embrace vulnerability. Then, for pile number 2, we have the Jasper Moon, which is super harmonizing, all about finding balance, understanding compromises, and really meeting your emotional needs within your romantic destiny. Next up, for pile number 3, we've got the Citrine cluster. This one is about grounding and manifesting your dream relationship, taking those concrete steps towards building a super stable foundation for your love life. And finally, for pile number 4, we have the Turquoise Angel, which is all about centering and helping you align with your inner compass so you can navigate your path toward fulfilling, divinely guided love. So go ahead and take a deep breath, relax, and trust your intuition. Which crystal are you most drawn to? There's absolutely no pressure. Take your time. And remember, it's totally okay to check out more than one pile if you feel called to. Just maybe close your eyes and set the intention that the pile you choose will bring you the clarity and guidance you need. Take what resonates, and I'll see you in your reading. Hey there, dragon lovers, welcome. If you felt drawn to the Opal Dragon, this reading is for you. This stone is all about protection, which makes sense because we're diving into a guarded heart. Our theme is about unveiling the truths you need to break down barriers and truly embrace vulnerability in love. So, yeah, get ready for some real talk. Okay, so right off the bat, we've got some seriously interesting cards here. The Moon, the Two of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. Where do I even begin? Okay, with the Moon card, it's all about hidden things, right? Like secrets, illusions, things that aren't quite what they seem. It can be a little bit scary because it represents the subconscious, and sometimes what's lurking in the shadows isn't always pretty. It's like, what are you not seeing, or maybe, what are you afraid to see? With a guarded heart theme, it feels like there's definitely something being kept under wraps. This could be emotions, past experiences, maybe even fears about love itself. The Moon is asking you to really look within, to confront those hidden aspects of yourself. What's blocking you from being vulnerable? What stories are you telling yourself that are keeping you safe, but also keeping you stuck? Because that protection, from the Opal Dragon, yeah, it's good, but maybe it's become a little too good. Maybe it's creating a wall that's preventing real connection. And then we have the Two of Wands. This is a card about choices, about decisions, about looking at your options and figuring out where you want to go. It's about having a vision for the future, but also feeling a little bit stuck in the present. Like, you're standing at a crossroads and you know you need to make a decision, but you're not quite sure which path to take. You see the possibilities, but you're hesitant to commit. You're holding onto one wand, which represents your power and your potential, but the other wand is leaning against the wall, almost like you're not fully utilizing all of your resources. It's like you have the tools, but you're not quite sure how to use them. With our vulnerability theme, this Two of Wands could be about choosing whether or not to open your heart. Do you stay safe and guarded, or do you take a risk and let someone in? It's a tough decision, especially when you've been hurt in the past. The Moon's energy definitely adds to this feeling of uncertainty. Like, how can you make a clear decision when things are so murky and unclear? Now, the Seven of Pentacles. This card is all about patience, about hard work, about investing in something for the long term. You've been putting in the effort, you've been planting the seeds, and now you're waiting to see the fruits of your labor. But there's also a sense of questioning here. Like, is it all worth it? Are you seeing the results you expected? Are you starting to feel a little bit discouraged? The figure in the card is leaning on their tool, taking a break, almost like they're wondering if they should just give up. In the context of love and vulnerability, this Seven of Pentacles could represent a relationship you've been working on, or maybe even your own personal growth journey. You've been putting in the time and effort to heal, to become more open, to attract love into your life. But maybe you're not seeing the progress you want to see, and you're starting to doubt yourself. Like, is vulnerability even worth it? Is it just going to lead to more pain and heartache? So, what's interesting is, how do these cards connect? How does the hidden energy of the moon affect the choices in the Two of Wands, which lead to the questioning in the Seven of Pentacles? I think the moon is a really powerful influence here. It's like those hidden fears and insecurities are clouding your judgment, making it hard to see your options clearly. You're so focused on protecting yourself that you're not allowing yourself to truly connect with others. With this Two of Wands, this could be a decision point, but it might be harder than it seems. Maybe you feel like you should be moving forward, that you should be opening your heart, but those moon-like fears are holding you back. It's like you're intellectually aware of what you need to do, but emotionally you're just not ready. And that's okay. Then the Seven of Pentacles is where things get real. This is where you start to question everything. Is this path even right for me? Am I wasting my time and energy? Is vulnerability just a big fat lie? This card is a reminder that growth takes time and that setbacks are normal. But it's also a call to reevaluate your approach. Maybe you need to try a different strategy. Maybe you need to focus on healing those inner wounds before you can truly open your heart. Or maybe you just need to be more patient and trust that things will eventually work out. I don't know, I'm just saying, you know. What I'm seeing here is a cycle of fear, decision, and doubt. The moon creates a sense of unease, the Two of Wands forces you to make a choice, and the Seven of Pentacles makes you question everything. But the good news is, cycles can be broken. You have the power to change this pattern. I think the key here is awareness. The moon is asking you to become aware of those hidden fears and insecurities. Once you bring them to light, they lose their power. Then, with the Two of Wands, you can make a more informed decision. A decision based on truth, not on fear. And finally, with the Seven of Pentacles, you can approach your journey with more patience and compassion. You can accept that setbacks are part of the process, and you can trust that you're ultimately moving in the right direction. Remember that Opal Dragon energy. It's there to protect you, but it's also there to help you break down those barriers. It's about finding a balance between safety and vulnerability. It's about trusting yourself, trusting the universe, and trusting that love is possible, even with a guarded heart. Let's dive deeper into each card, okay? Starting with the moon. I feel like this is a really important card for you guys right now, and it's really what's driving a lot of the energy here. So, the moon, like I was saying, is all about the hidden. It's about intuition, dreams, and the subconscious, but it can also represent illusion, deception, and fear. In a love reading, the moon often indicates that there's something you're not seeing clearly. It could be something about yourself, about your partner, or about the relationship itself. There might be secrets, hidden agendas, or unresolved issues that are preventing you from moving forward. The moon is also connected to your intuition, your gut feeling. It's about trusting your instincts, even when things don't make sense logically. Have you been ignoring your intuition lately? Are you sensing that something's not quite right, but you're afraid to admit it to yourself? The moon is urging you to listen to that inner voice, to pay attention to your dreams and your feelings. They might be trying to tell you something important. Another aspect of the moon is fear. What are you afraid of in love? Are you afraid of getting hurt? Are you afraid of being vulnerable? Are you afraid of commitment? These fears can create a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're constantly expecting the worst, you're more likely to attract negative experiences. It's like the moon is shining a light on your deepest insecurities. It's asking you to confront them, to heal them, and to release them. Only then can you truly open your heart to love. The moon can also represent a time of confusion or uncertainty. You might be feeling lost or directionless. You might not know what you want or where you're going. This is a time to be patient with yourself, to trust the process, and to allow things to unfold naturally. Don't try to force anything. Just focus on listening to your intuition and following your heart. With the Opal Dragon energy, it's like the dragon is guarding those hidden parts of yourself. It's protecting you from getting hurt, but it's also preventing you from experiencing the full spectrum of emotions. It's like the dragon is saying, "I'll keep you safe, but you have to stay hidden." The key is to learn how to work with the dragon, not against it, to find a way to be both protected and vulnerable, to be both strong and open. That balance, you know. Maybe someone from your past has cast a long shadow. The moon can represent unresolved issues from past relationships that are still affecting you today. Maybe you were hurt in the past and you're afraid of repeating that experience. Or maybe you have a hard time trusting people because of what happened. The moon is asking you to forgive yourself and to forgive others. To release the baggage from the past so that you can move forward with a clean slate. It's not always easy, but it's necessary. You can't build a healthy relationship on a foundation of pain and resentment. This could even represent someone who is not being honest with you, or maybe someone who is not who they say they are. Like maybe you think you know this person, but really, there's a whole other side to them that you're not aware of. The moon is urging you to be cautious and to pay attention to the red flags. Don't ignore your intuition. If something feels off, it probably is. On the other hand, this could also represent you not being honest with yourself. Maybe you're pretending to be someone you're not in order to please others. Maybe you're hiding your true feelings or desires. The moon is asking you to be authentic, to be true to yourself, and to embrace your imperfections. You are worthy of love, just as you are. You don't need to change yourself to be loved. In fact, the more authentic you are, the more likely you are to attract someone who truly appreciates you. So, with the moon, there's a lot here, right? Okay, so, wow, all right, the Knight of Swords. Here he comes. So this card is like BAM energy. Pure, unadulterated, like, I'm going to get it done energy. But sometimes maybe a little too much. You know what I mean? So the Knight of Swords in general is all about action, about moving forward, about cutting through obstacles. He's like super focused, super driven, and he's not afraid to speak his mind. Like, at all. He's the kind of person who sees a problem and immediately comes up with a solution, and he's going to tell you exactly what that solution is, whether you want to hear it or not. Now, in the context of our guarded heart theme, and with the moon lurking around, and then the decision with the Two of Wands, and the patience-testing Seven of Pentacles, this Knight of Swords, like, it's adding a whole new layer, right? It's kind of like, where does this fast and furious energy fit into all this other stuff that we're seeing? Because it's almost like the Knight's coming in to shake things up. Remember how we were talking about the moon and those hidden fears? Well, the Knight of Swords doesn't have time for that. He's like, fear? What fear? Just charge ahead. He's all about logic and reason, and he doesn't really do emotions. Which, you know, can be good, but also can be not so good. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, like, he's here to cut through the illusions of the moon. To expose those hidden fears and bring them into the light. He's saying, like, enough with the shadows, let's see what's really going on here. But the thing is, he can be a little blunt about it, like he might not have the most tactful approach. He could, you know, hurt some feelings along the way, possibly. With the Two of Wands, remember that decision point? The Knight of Swords is like, just pick a path already. What's taking so long? He doesn't understand hesitation. He doesn't understand doubt. He just wants you to make a decision and move forward. Which, again, can be helpful, but it can also lead to impulsive choices that you might regret later. It's like, okay, great, you made a decision, but was it the right decision? And then there's the Seven of Pentacles. All that hard work, all that investment. The Knight of Swords might come in and be like, this isn't working, scrap it, start over. Which, ouch, right? That's not what you want to hear when you've been putting in so much effort. But he might have a point. Maybe you do need to reevaluate your approach. Maybe you do need to cut your losses and move on. It's just like he's not going to be super gentle about it. Okay? Okay, so this Knight, right? He's action-oriented, a gadgeter, focused on getting things done now. And he doesn't want to hear about feelings, okay? But I'm seeing that maybe that's why he's here. He might be saying, look, you've been wallowing. You've been thinking about this stuff for too long, okay? Like, it's time to put on your big boy boots or big girl boots and move on with your life. But there's a shadow side to this dude, to this card. He can be reckless, you know? He doesn't always think things through. He can be impulsive and make decisions without considering the consequences. And he can be so focused on his own goals that he doesn't really care about how his actions affect other people. He can be like a little bit of a steamroller, you know? And with that opal dragon energy, it's like, is he smashing through the protection that's actually needed? Or is he smashing through the walls that are holding you back? That's the question. Also, he can be kind of a know-it-all. He thinks he's always right, and he's not afraid to tell you that you're wrong. Which, you know, can be annoying. And he can be really impatient. He doesn't like waiting for things. He wants everything to happen right away. Which, in a world of instant gratification, that's relatable, but also not always realistic. You know? So he can also represent someone in your life who embodies these qualities. Someone who's always rushing around, always telling you what to do, always pushing you to be better, faster, stronger. And that can be inspiring, but it can also be exhausting. It's important to set boundaries with this person and to make sure that you're not getting swept away by their energy. You have to ask yourself, is this night bringing clarity or chaos? Is he helping you to move forward, or is he just creating more problems? Because the thing is, the Knight of Swords isn't always right. He can be wrong. He can make mistakes. And sometimes, his actions can have unintended consequences. You just have to be careful not to get caught up in his whirlwind. So, how can you harness the energy of the Knight of Swords in a positive way? Well, first of all, you need to be clear about your goals. What do you want to achieve? What are you working towards? Because if you don't know where you're going, the Knight of Swords is just going to take you on a wild goose chase. You need to have a clear vision of what you want, and you need to be able to articulate that vision to others. And then, you need to use his energy to take action. Stop procrastinating. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Just do it. The Knight of Swords is all about momentum. Once you get started, it's hard to stop him. So, use that to your advantage. Start with small steps and gradually build up to bigger challenges. But also, and this is important, balance his energy with some other qualities. Like, you know, compassion, patience, and empathy. Don't be so focused on your own goals that you forget about the people around you. Take the time to listen to others, to understand their perspectives, and to consider their feelings. The Knight of Swords can be so caught up in his own head that he forgets that other people have needs and desires too. And remember the moon, don't ignore your intuition. The Knight of Swords is all about logic and reason, but sometimes you need to trust your gut feeling. If something doesn't feel right, even if it makes sense on paper, don't do it. Your intuition is a powerful tool, and it can help you to avoid making mistakes. Like, the Knight of Swords can teach you to be assertive, to stand up for yourself, and to speak your mind. But also, remember the opal dragon energy and your guarded heart. You don't have to be aggressive or confrontational to get your point across. You can be firm and direct without being mean or disrespectful. It's all about finding the right balance, and maybe this night is coming in to teach you that. To teach you how to use your voice, how to express your needs, and how to protect yourself without building walls. Because that's the key, right? It's not about being completely closed off, and it's not about being completely open either. It's about finding that sweet spot in the middle where you can be both safe and vulnerable. I think this night is urging you to make a decision, yes, but make sure you're making the right one, okay? And he's asking you to really move forward, but to move forward in a way that you're not hurting yourself or hurting other people, you know? Like, don't let him be reckless and impulsive, but also, don't let him be held back by the moon's fears, okay? So, it's a balance, right? So the ultimate question I'm seeing is, what is this night charging towards? What's the goal here? What's the big picture? Okay, so we've got the night charging in, right? Like so much energy, but now. Oh, interesting. Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so Six of Pentacles, generally speaking, this card is all about generosity, about giving and receiving, about balance, and yeah, karma. It's about sharing your resources, whether those resources are time, money, love, energy, whatever. It's about being charitable and compassionate, but it's also about being open to receiving help and support from others. It's a give and take, you know? It's not just about giving everything away and leaving yourself empty, and it's not about hoarding everything for yourself and becoming isolated. It's about finding that sweet spot, that balance where you're both giving and receiving in a way that feels good and sustainable. So, in a love reading, the Six of Pentacles can indicate a relationship where there's a healthy exchange of energy. Both partners are giving and receiving equally, and there's a sense of mutual support and appreciation. It can also indicate a situation where someone is being particularly generous or helpful, maybe offering you some kind of assistance or guidance. But it's important to be aware of the power dynamics at play. Is this a genuine act of generosity, or is there an ulterior motive? Is someone trying to control you or manipulate you with their gifts? You gotta be aware of that. So yeah, that's the Six of Pentacles. Generosity, balance, karma. Okay, but how does this all tie into what we've already seen? With the Moon and that guarded heart, and the Two of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles, and of course Mr. Knight of Swords over there. Well, let's start with the Moon. Remember how the Moon is all about hidden things, about illusions and fears. Well, the Six of Pentacles is asking you to be honest with yourself about what you're really giving and receiving in your relationships. Are you giving freely and openly, or are you giving with strings attached? Are you expecting something in return for your generosity? And on the flip side, are you truly open to receiving love and support from others, or are you pushing it away because of your fears? The Moon is asking you to examine your motives and your intentions. Are you being authentic in your interactions with others, or are you hiding behind a mask? Are you being honest with yourself about what you truly need and want in a relationship? It's about, the honesty of the exchange, The Six of Pentacles is shining a light on those hidden aspects of your giving and receiving patterns. It's asking you to be more conscious of your energy and how you're using it in your relationships. Are you giving too much? Are you giving too little? Are you giving for the right reasons? Are you even being honest about what you're giving? I think this card is begging you to just check yourself. And maybe the Moon is kind of clouding that too. You might think you're being generous, but underneath, you're expecting something in return. You're not even aware of it. And what about the Two of Wands, that decision point? Well, the Six of Pentacles is highlighting the choice between giving and withholding. Are you choosing to open your heart and share your love with others? Or are you choosing to stay guarded and protect yourself from getting hurt? The Two of Wands is about weighing your options and making a decision that aligns with your values and your goals. And the Six of Pentacles is reminding you that every choice has consequences. If you choose to give freely and openly, you're more likely to attract love and abundance into your life. But if you choose to withhold your love and stay guarded, you're more likely to experience isolation and loneliness. It's the Two of Wands is asking you to consider the long-term implications of your choices. How will your decisions affect your relationships? How will they affect your own happiness and well-being? And the Six of Pentacles is urging you to choose generosity and compassion over fear and self-protection. It's a tough choice, especially when you've been hurt in the past, but it's a choice that can lead to greater fulfillment and connection. Are you choosing to be open or closed off? The Two of Wands and Six of Pentacles are screaming at you to choose wisely, okay? And then there's the Seven of Pentacles. All that hard work, all that investment, all that questioning. How does the Six of Pentacles fit in here? Well, it's about seeing a return on your investment of love and vulnerability. You've been putting in the effort to heal your heart, to become more open and trusting, to attract love into your life. But are you seeing the results you want to see? Is your investment paying off? The Six of Pentacles is asking you to assess the balance of give and take in your relationships. Are you giving more than you're receiving? Are you feeling drained or resentful? Or are you receiving more than you're giving? Are you feeling guilty or indebted? It's about finding a sense of equilibrium where both partners are contributing equally to the relationship. And if you're not seeing that balance, the Six of Pentacles is urging you to make some adjustments. Maybe you need to set some boundaries, to ask for more support, or to reevaluate your expectations. It's the Seven of Pentacles is about taking stock of your progress and making sure you're on the right track. And the Six of Pentacles is giving you some guidance on how to adjust your course if needed. Are you feeling valued, appreciated? If not, then this card is saying it's time to reevaluate. Time to move on, maybe? And now, our boy, the Knight of Swords. Charging in, ready to cut through all the BS. How does his energy mesh with the Six of Pentacles? Well, the Six of Pentacles is asking you to consider whether you're being too aggressive or impatient in your giving or receiving. Are you pushing your generosity on others, even when they don't want it or need it? Are you demanding that others give you what you want, without considering their needs or feelings? The Knight of Swords can be a little bit forceful and insensitive. He's so focused on his own goals that he can sometimes forget to be considerate of others. And the Six of Pentacles is reminding you that generosity should be a willing and joyful act, not a forced or manipulative one. It's like the Knight of Swords is all about taking action and getting things done. But the Six of Pentacles is urging you to slow down and be more mindful of your interactions with others. Are you being respectful of their boundaries? Are you being sensitive to their needs? Are you giving from the heart, or are you giving with an agenda? The Six of Pentacles is asking you to temper the Knight of Swords energy with some compassion and understanding. The Knight of Swords could come charging in, throwing money and gifts at someone without even asking what they need. The Six of Pentacles is like, whoa, hold on a second. Maybe they just need a listening ear or a shoulder to cry on. It's about being mindful of the other person's needs, okay? But beyond all of that, I feel like the Six of Pentacles is bringing in this real karmic lesson. What are you learning about love, about relationships, about generosity, about receiving? The Six of Pentacles is a card about karma, about cause and effect. It's about understanding that what you give out into the world will eventually come back to you. If you're giving love and kindness, you're more likely to receive love and kindness in return. But if you're giving negativity and resentment, you're more likely to attract those things into your life. The Six of Pentacles is asking you to be mindful of your actions and your intentions. Are you creating positive karma in your relationships, or are you creating negative karma? It's like every interaction is an opportunity to learn and grow. Every relationship is a mirror, reflecting back to you your own beliefs and behaviors. The Six of Pentacles is urging you to pay attention to the lessons that are being presented to you. What are you learning about yourself? What are you learning about love? What are you learning about the power of giving and receiving? It's like, maybe you're learning that you need to be more open to receiving love. Maybe you're learning that you need to be more generous with your time and energy. Or maybe you're learning that you need to set some boundaries and protect yourself from being taken advantage of. And all of this ties back to the Opal Dragon energy, that protective energy. How does protection play a role in giving and receiving? Well, the Opal Dragon is there to protect you from getting hurt, but it's also there to help you find the courage to be vulnerable. It's about finding that balance between safety and openness. It's about trusting yourself, trusting the universe, and trusting that love is possible, even with a guarded heart. The Six of Pentacles is asking you to consider how your protective mechanisms are affecting your ability to give and receive. Are you so focused on protecting yourself that you're pushing away opportunities for connection and intimacy? Are you so afraid of getting hurt that you're preventing yourself from experiencing the joy of giving and receiving? The Opal Dragon is there to help you navigate these challenges. It's there to give you the strength and courage to break down your walls and open your heart. But it's also there to remind you that it's okay to be vulnerable and that it's okay to ask for help when you need it. Protection isn't about building impenetrable walls. It's about creating a safe space within yourself where you can be both strong and open. It's about trusting your intuition and knowing when to let someone in and when to keep them out. It's a dance, right? Protection can sometimes cause imbalance. Ultimately, I feel like this reading, all these cards, are pushing you toward integration. It's like you need to find a way to integrate those hidden fears with that action-oriented energy, and you need to find a way to balance giving and receiving with self-love. It's all connected, you know? It's all part of the same journey. Does this make sense? Are you following? Okay, because we still have 2 more cards to pull, so let's keep going, okay? Okay, so where were we? Right, the Six of Pentacles is like, are you creating positive karma or negative karma? It's a big question, right? And how does that protection play a role in all of this? Because ultimately, that Opal Dragon energy is about helping you find the courage to be vulnerable. It's about finding that balance. Okay, you ready for this? Drum roll we have. The world. Oh my gosh, okay, this is huge. This is like, seriously huge. So the world in general is all about completion, about wholeness, about fulfillment, about reaching the end of a cycle. It's like you've climbed the mountain, you've crossed the finish line, you've achieved your goal. It's a card of celebration and accomplishment, you know? The world represents a sense of mastery and understanding. You've learned your lessons, you've integrated your experiences, and now you're ready to move on to the next chapter. But it's not just about the end of something. It's also about the beginning of something new. It's like one door closes, another one opens. The world represents the potential for infinite possibilities, for limitless growth and expansion. It's like you've graduated from one level of the game and now you're ready to level up. So, the world is all about completion, wholeness, and new beginnings, okay? But how does this tie into our guarded heart theme and all those other cards we pulled? The Moon, the Two of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. Well, let's think about it. Remember the Moon and all those hidden fears and insecurities. The world is saying that you're finally ready to face those fears and release them. You've done the work, you've gone deep within yourself, and now you're ready to emerge from the shadows and step into the light. It's like you've finally understood the illusions and the deceptions that were holding you back, and you're ready to see things as they truly are. All of those things you weren't seeing, now you're seeing them, and that's huge. And what about the Two of Wands, that decision point? The world is saying that you've finally made your choice, and you're ready to commit to it fully. You've weighed your options, you've considered the consequences, and now you're ready to take action. It's like you've found your path, and you're ready to walk it with confidence and conviction. No more hesitation, no more doubt, just pure, unadulterated forward motion. Remember all that weighing? The world is saying you did it. You made the right choice, and you're ready to embrace it. And then there's the Seven of Pentacles, all that hard work and questioning. The world is saying that your efforts have paid off, and you're finally seeing the fruits of your labor. You've invested your time and energy wisely, and now you're reaping the rewards. It's like you've cultivated your garden, and now it's in full bloom. All that questioning and doubt, the world is saying it was worth it. You didn't give up, and you're about to reap the rewards. And of course, the Knight of Swords charging in, ready to cut through all the BS. The world is saying that you've harnessed that energy and used it to achieve your goals. You've channeled that forcefulness and determination in a positive way, and now you're seeing the results. It's like you've ridden that wave of energy to the shore, and now you're standing on solid ground. All that energy, and you channeled it into a good thing. And the Six of Pentacles, that balance of giving and receiving, the world is saying that you've finally found that equilibrium in your relationships. You're giving and receiving freely and openly, and there's a sense of mutual support and appreciation. It's like you've created a harmonious dance of give and take, and it's flowing effortlessly. You've learned how to give and you've learned how to receive. It's all clicking into place. The world is like, everything we've talked about is coming together. It's all connected, you know. All those fears, all those choices, all that hard work, all that energy, all that balance. It's all culminating in this moment of completion. It's like you've solved the puzzle, and now you're seeing the big picture. But it's not just about the end of something. It's also about the beginning of something new. Remember that. The world represents the completion of a cycle, but it also represents the start of a new one. It's like you've finished one chapter of your life, and now you're ready to start writing the next one. What will that chapter be about? What adventures will you embark on? What dreams will you pursue? The possibilities are endless, you know? So, maybe you've completed a cycle of guarding your heart. Maybe you've learned the lessons you needed to learn about vulnerability and trust, and now you're ready to open yourself up to love in a whole new way. Maybe you've completed a cycle of self-doubt and insecurity. Maybe you've finally realized your worth and your potential, and now you're ready to step into your power. Maybe you've completed a cycle of searching for love outside yourself. Maybe you've finally realized that the love you've been seeking has been inside you all along, and now you're ready to embrace self-love and acceptance. All of those things are possible. The world is urging you to integrate all of those lessons, to weave them together into a tapestry of wisdom and understanding. It's like you've collected all the pieces of the puzzle, and now you're ready to assemble them into a beautiful whole. How can you use those lessons to create a more fulfilling life? How can you use those lessons to create more meaningful relationships? The world is saying that you have the power to create your own reality. You have the power to choose your own destiny. You have the power to manifest your dreams. You just have to believe in yourself and trust the journey. All those things are possible for you. The world is about wholeness, about feeling complete within yourself. It's about recognizing that you are already perfect, just as you are. You don't need to change yourself or fix yourself or improve yourself in order to be worthy of love or happiness. You are already worthy. You are already enough. You are already whole. But it's also about embracing all aspects of yourself, the good and the bad, the light and the dark. It's about accepting your imperfections and loving yourself unconditionally. It's about recognizing that your flaws are what make you unique and beautiful. I really want you to hear that, okay? Because that's super important. The world is urging you to practice self-compassion and self-forgiveness, to let go of any guilt or shame or regret that you're holding on to forgive yourself for your mistakes and to learn from your experiences, to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. That's the key. The world is about recognizing your own inner beauty and strength. It's about celebrating your accomplishments and acknowledging your progress. It's about being proud of who you are and what you've achieved. It's like you've climbed that mountain and now you're standing on the summit, taking in the breathtaking view. You've earned it. So enjoy it. And remember that opal dragon energy, that protective energy. The world is saying that you've learned how to protect yourself without building walls. You've learned how to be vulnerable without being defenseless. You've learned how to trust your intuition and set healthy boundaries. It's like you've found that sweet spot between safety and openness, and you're ready to navigate the world with confidence and grace. The opal dragon is still there, but it's not guarding you anymore. It's guiding you. It's empowering you. It's reminding you that you are strong, you are capable, and you are loved. The world is a card of optimism and hope. It's a reminder that anything is possible as long as you believe in yourself and trust the journey. It's a call to celebrate your accomplishments, to embrace your wholeness, and to step into your power. So, what does all of this mean for your love life? Well, it means that you're ready for a love that is complete, whole, and fulfilling. You're ready for a love that is based on honesty, trust, and mutual respect. You're ready for a love that is both passionate and compassionate, both exciting and comforting. The world is saying that you deserve to have it all, that you deserve to be happy, that you deserve to be loved. But remember, the world is not the end of the story. It's just the beginning of a new chapter. So, stay open, stay curious, and stay hopeful. The best is yet to come. But what's that next chapter? What's the final piece of the puzzle? Okay, wow, so where were we? The world is all about completion and new beginnings, and you're ready for a love that is complete, whole, and fulfilling, but what's next? Oh my gosh, okay, you're not going to believe this. We have the Two of Cups. I love this. This is like perfect, perfect, perfect. So the Two of Cups in general is all about partnerships, about connection, about harmony. It's that feeling of finding your other half, you know? Like soulmate vibes. But it's not just romantic, it can be about any kind of partnership where there's a deep sense of understanding and mutual respect. It's about finding someone who compliments you, who supports you, who sees you for who you truly are, and accepts you, flaws and all, you know. The Two of Cups is all about that give and take, that balance of energy. It's about creating a relationship where both people are giving and receiving equally, where there's a sense of shared joy and fulfillment. So, yeah, connection, partnership, harmony. I love it. Okay, but how does this connect to everything we've already seen, with the Moon and the Two of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles and the World? Because that's where it gets really interesting. Remember how the world is all about completion and new beginnings. Well, the Two of Cups could be saying that you're ready to start a new relationship, a relationship that is based on all the lessons you've learned from the past. You've done the work, you've healed your heart, and now you're ready to open yourself up to love again. It's like the world was the graduation, and the Two of Cups is the beginning of your next adventure, you know. But it's not just about finding someone new. The Two of Cups could also be about deepening an existing relationship. Maybe you've been working on healing some old wounds, on creating more intimacy and connection, and now you're finally seeing the results. It's like you're rediscovering your love for each other, you're finding new ways to communicate and connect, and you're creating a stronger, more fulfilling partnership. So it's like, okay, maybe you're not starting over completely, maybe you're just building on what you already have. But it can even be about, like, finding that balance within yourself. The Two of Cups isn't always about another person. It's about finding that sense of harmony and connection within yourself, about loving and accepting yourself fully. It's like you're finally understanding that you are whole and complete on your own, and that you don't need someone else to make you happy. You know, that can be a really powerful thing. And think back to the moon. All those hidden fears and insecurities? Well, the Two of Cups is saying that you're ready to release those fears and open yourself up to vulnerability. You're trusting yourself, you're trusting the universe, and you're trusting that you deserve to be loved. The Two of Cups comes after the world. It means you are ready. Like, those fears are still there, yeah, but you're not letting them control you. You're choosing to be brave, to be open, and to believe in the power of love. With the Two of Wands, that decision point, you are choosing partnership. With the Seven of Pentacles, all that hard work, it has been worth it, and this partnership will grow. And even with that wild Knight of Swords energy, you can use that energy to fight for the relationship. So, let's dig into that. What if it is a new relationship? Because, you know, that's exciting. If it's a new relationship, the Two of Cups is urging you to approach it with an open heart and mind. Don't let your past experiences cloud your judgment or prevent you from fully embracing this new connection. It's like, give this person a chance to show you who they really are. Don't project your fears or expectations onto them. Just be present, be authentic, and see what unfolds. This could be someone who is totally different from anyone you've ever dated before. Someone who challenges you, who inspires you, who helps you to grow. And you have to be open to that. Even though you're guarded, the Opal dragon has gotten you to this point, right? You're protected enough. You're strong enough. Or, what if it's about healing an existing relationship? The Two of Cups is urging you to communicate openly and honestly with your partner. Share your feelings, your needs, and your desires. Listen to their perspective and try to understand where they're coming from. It's like, create a safe space where you can both be vulnerable and authentic. This could involve having some difficult conversations, but it's important to address any unresolved issues that are preventing you from fully connecting. Maybe you need to forgive each other for past mistakes, or maybe you need to renegotiate some of the terms of your relationship. Whatever it is, the Two of Cups is saying that it's possible to create a stronger, more fulfilling partnership, as long as you're both willing to put in the effort. But what if it's about finding balance within yourself? Okay, this is super important. Because you can't have a healthy relationship with someone else until you have a healthy relationship with yourself, right? The Two of Cups is urging you to practice self-love and self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. It's like, embrace your imperfections, celebrate your strengths, and recognize that you are worthy of love, just as you are. This could involve setting some boundaries, prioritizing your own needs, and saying no to things that don't serve you. It's about creating a life that is aligned with your values and your passions, and about surrounding yourself with people who support and uplift you. Because sometimes, the most important relationship you have is the one with yourself. No matter what, communication is key. The Two of Cups is all about open and honest communication. It's about creating a safe space where you can both share your thoughts, feelings, and needs without judgment. It's about listening to each other with empathy and understanding. It's about being willing to compromise and find solutions that work for both of you. You know, that communication can be scary, especially when you have a guarded heart, but it's essential for building a strong and lasting relationship. If you're not communicating effectively, you're going to create misunderstandings, resentment, and ultimately, disconnection. So, make communication a priority and be willing to work through any challenges that arise. Balance is everything. The Two of Cups is also about balance. It's about finding that equilibrium where both partners are giving and receiving equally. It's about creating a relationship where you both feel valued, appreciated, and supported. This can be a challenge, especially when you have different needs and desires. But it's important to be mindful of each other's needs and to be willing to compromise. It's about finding a way to create a relationship where you both feel like you're getting what you need. And also, it's about knowing when to give and when to take. You can't always be the giver, and you can't always be the taker. You need to find that flow, that rhythm, that allows both of you to feel fulfilled. And finally, harmony is essential. The Two of Cups is about creating a harmonious relationship, a relationship where you both feel at peace and at ease. It's about creating a space where you can both be yourselves, where you can both relax and enjoy each other's company. This doesn't mean that you'll never have disagreements or challenges, but it does mean that you're able to work through those challenges in a way that is respectful and compassionate. It's about creating a relationship that is based on love, trust, and understanding, a relationship that feels good to be in. So, how does the Opal Dragon fit into all of this? Well, remember, the Opal Dragon is there to protect you, but it's also there to help you find the courage to be vulnerable. It's about finding that balance between safety and openness. It's about trusting yourself, trusting the universe, and trusting that love is possible, even with a guarded heart. The Two of Cups is saying that you're ready to take a leap of faith, to open yourself up to love, even though it might feel scary. The Opal Dragon is there to support you, to guide you, and to protect you along the way. So, trust in its energy and know that you are not alone on this journey. You've come so far, you've learned so much, and you're ready for this. So, yeah, the Two of Cups, it's like, is it a new love or healing an old one? Because, I think both are equally exciting. But the thing is, right, the Two of Cups is also about, attracting the right kind of connection for you. It's not just about finding someone, it's about finding the right someone. And that means being clear about what you want and need in a relationship. It means being honest with yourself and with others about your boundaries and your expectations. It means being willing to walk away from relationships that don't feel right, even if it's hard. I've been there. It's hard. The Two of Cups is also about, divine timing. It's about trusting that the universe will bring you the right person at the right time. It's not about forcing things or rushing things. It's about being patient and allowing things to unfold naturally. And yeah, I know that's easier said than done. But trust me, it's worth it. It's like, the best relationships are the ones that develop organically, the ones that are built on a foundation of friendship and mutual respect. So don't be afraid to take your time, to get to know someone slowly, to let the connection deepen gradually. It's so worth it. But hey, maybe you're not even looking for a romantic relationship right now. And that's totally cool too. The Two of Cups can also be about platonic friendships, about family relationships, about business partnerships. It's about finding those connections in your life where you feel supported, valued, and understood. It's about creating a network of people who lift you up and help you to be your best self. And that's super important, because we all need those people in our lives, those people who are there for us, no matter what. So, what are some practical ways you can bring the Two of Cups energy into your life? Well, first of all, I think it's really important to focus on self-love. Because you can't attract a healthy relationship until you have a healthy relationship with yourself, right? So take some time each day to do something that makes you feel good, whether it's taking a bath, reading a book, going for a walk, or just spending time in nature. Treat yourself with kindness and compassion. Speak to yourself with love and respect. And remember that you are worthy of love just as you are. I think you need to hear that. It's super important. Then, focus on building strong and meaningful connections with the people in your life. Reach out to friends and family members. Make an effort to spend time with them, to listen to them, to support them. Show them that you care. And don't be afraid to be vulnerable, to share your feelings, to ask for help when you need it. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength. And if you're looking for a romantic relationship, then put yourself out there. Join a dating app, go to a social event, take a class, or volunteer for a cause you care about. Be open to meeting new people. And when you do meet someone, be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not in order to impress them. Just be authentic, be genuine, and let your true personality shine through. Be present. And remember, it's okay to be selective. You don't have to say yes to everyone who asks you out. Trust your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, then don't force it. It's better to be alone than to be in a relationship that is not fulfilling. What is the energy you're putting out there? Because what you put out there is what you attract. So try to be positive, be optimistic, and be open to possibilities. Believe that you deserve to be loved and that you will find the right person at the right time. You are worth it. And if you're already in a relationship, then focus on nurturing that connection. Make time for each other. Go on dates, have fun, and laugh together. Communicate openly and honestly. Be willing to compromise. And always remember why you fell in love in the first place. This takes work, and work isn't a bad thing, right? So, yeah, the Two of Cups is all about partnerships, about connections, about finding your other half. And it's such a beautiful card to end this reading on because it really brings everything together. It's like all those other cards were leading you to this point, to this moment of connection and harmony. And now you're ready to embrace it, to step into it fully. All of this energy. The Moon and the Two of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles and the World. And now the Two of Cups. I really think that with the Moon, you learned how to face your fears and insecurities. With the Two of Wands, you learned how to make choices that align with your values. With the Seven of Pentacles, you learned how to invest in something for the long term. With the Knight of Swords, you learned how to take action and cut through the BS. With the Six of Pentacles, you learned how to give and receive in a balanced way. And with the World, you learned how to embrace your wholeness and your completion. And now, with the Two of Cups, you're ready to share that wholeness with someone else. You're ready to create a partnership that is based on love, trust, and mutual respect. You're ready to experience the joy of connection, the beauty of harmony, and the magic of partnership. And I'm just so excited for you. You know, I feel like that opal dragon energy, that protective energy, has been with you every step of the way. It's been guarding you, guiding you, and helping you to find the courage to be vulnerable. And now, it's like, it's giving you a final push, a final blessing, as you step into this new chapter of your life. Trust in that energy, trust in yourself, and trust in the power of love, because love is the most powerful force in the universe. And it's waiting for you, ready to embrace you, to lift you up, and to carry you forward. Just be open to it, be receptive to it, and be willing to give it a chance. You know, I really feel like you've got this. You've done so much work, you've overcome so many challenges, and you're ready for this next step. You're ready to open your heart, to embrace vulnerability, and to create a love life that is truly amazing. So, go out there and shine your light. Share your love with the world. And know that you are worthy of all the good things that are coming your way. Because you truly are, don't forget it. You've got this. And yeah, I'm just so excited to see what happens next. I'm here for you. And I'm sending you all my love and support. All right, so go get 'em because you deserve it. All right, my friend, Jasper Moon, such a beautiful crystal. It's all about harmonizing, right? So this reading is themed around a balancing act, understanding compromises, emotional needs, and finding equilibrium within your romantic destiny. Which, you know, love is never simple, is it? It's always a dance. Okay, so let's dive right into these cards. Oh, wow. Okay. The first card we have is the Ten of Swords, and typically that means an ending, right? Like a painful ending. It can feel really dramatic, like betrayal, or just, you know, a situation completely falling apart. Maybe you've been through a rough patch, or, you know, something just ended or is ending, and it's been really, really painful. Like gut-wrenching. This could be a relationship, or it could be a situationship, or even a long-term friendship that feels like it's ending or has ended, and it's leaving you feeling like completely defeated. It's that feeling of like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. But here's the thing, with the Ten of Swords, it's not always as final as it seems, you know. Sometimes it's about an ending of a cycle or ending a way of thinking. Like, maybe you were holding onto something that wasn't serving you anymore. Maybe you were stuck in a pattern or a belief that was actually causing you more pain than good. And the universe or your guides or whatever you believe in, they stepped in to, like, end it for you so you could finally move on. Sometimes we need that, right? We get so stuck, we can't even see the forest for the trees. So this ending, while painful, might actually be a blessing in disguise. A chance to release old wounds and start fresh. It's like the universe is clearing the path for something new, something better to come into your life. But you know, it still stings. It still hurts. It still feels like, oh my God, why me? So, allow yourself to grieve, to feel the sadness, to process the pain. Don't try to push it down or pretend it's not there. Feel it and then, let it go. Think of it like this. You've been carrying a heavy weight for a long time, and now, finally, you can put it down. It might feel weird at first, like you're missing something, but eventually you'll realize how much lighter you feel. And that lightness, that's the space where new possibilities can come in. So, yeah, 10 of Swords can be scary, but it's also about, rebirth. It's about starting over and creating a new chapter for yourself. It's about, finally being free from something that was holding you back. I feel like this 10 of Swords is not necessarily the end of this relationship or potential relationship, but ending a cycle of how things used to be. Maybe you are the one who feels like you ended things, or maybe they ended things. Either way, the ending feels like a betrayal, like you've been stabbed in the back. But remember, our crystal for this reading is the Jasper moon, all about harmonizing. So how do we find harmony in something that feels so chaotic? Well, let's look at the next card, which is the Chariot. Okay, so after that, maybe brutal 10 of Swords energy, we have the Chariot, which is all about, willpower and control and, taking charge, right? So, the Chariot is showing up to tell you that even though you might feel defeated right now, you have the strength within you to overcome this. You have the power to take control of your life and move forward. It's time to harness your inner warrior and, steer your own ship. I think the important thing is to remember you are the charioteer. This card is urging you to, tap into your determination, your focus, and your drive, and use those qualities to, navigate through this challenging time. It's about, setting a clear goal for yourself, and then, relentlessly pursuing it. It's you know what you want, and you're not going to let anything stand in your way. This could be about, taking control of your emotions, too, right? Not letting the sadness or the anger consume you, but instead, channeling those feelings into something productive. Maybe you're feeling lost or confused, or maybe you're feeling like you don't know what to do next. The Chariot is telling you that you do know. You have the answers within you. You just need to, trust your intuition and, listen to your inner voice. It's about, trusting yourself to make the right decisions, even when things feel uncertain. It's about, believing in yourself, even when you don't feel like it. The Chariot is also about balance, right? It's about managing conflicting energies and finding a way to, integrate them. Think about the two horses pulling the chariot. They might be going in different directions, but the charioteer, that's you, is able to, guide them and keep them moving forward. So, in your own life, maybe you're dealing with, conflicting desires or conflicting priorities. The Chariot is telling you that you can find a way to balance them and move forward in a way that feels authentic to you. Also, the Chariot is a card of victory. It's about overcoming obstacles and achieving your goals and, proving to yourself that you're capable of anything. So don't give up, don't lose hope, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. You have the strength, you have the power, and you have the determination to create the life that you want. The Chariot energy is here to really push you to take control. Think of the Chariot as your inner superhero, right? It's the part of you that's, fearless and confident and ready to take on the world. So, tap into that energy and let it guide you forward. And remember the Jasper moon, finding balance. The Chariot helps you balance the pain of the 10 of Swords with the drive to move forward. But how do you direct this energy? Well, that's where our next card comes in, the 7 of Wands. All right, 7 of Wands, this card is all about, standing your ground and defending your position, right? So, after the 10 of Swords and the Chariot, this card is telling you that, you've gone through something tough, you've found your inner strength, and now it's time to, protect what's yours. It's time to, set boundaries and, stand up for yourself. Maybe you're facing some opposition or some challenges, or maybe you're feeling like people are, trying to undermine you or take advantage of you. The 7 of Wands is telling you that you have the power to, overcome these obstacles. You have the strength to, defend your beliefs and protect your interests. I feel like this has to do with your beliefs about the love you deserve. This card is also about, like, knowing your worth, right? Like, not letting anyone treat you like you're less than you are, and not settling for anything less than you deserve. It's about, like, valuing yourself and respecting yourself, and demanding that others do the same. So, like, if someone is trying to disrespect you, or, like, push your boundaries, or, like, tell you what to do, the Seven of Wands is telling you to, like, stand up to them. Don't be afraid to, like, assert yourself and, like, make your voice heard. This doesn't have to be aggressive, right? It can be done with confidence and with clarity and with, like, a sense of inner strength. It's about, like, knowing what you believe in and standing firm in those beliefs. Maybe you're feeling like you're being attacked or like you're under pressure. The Seven of Wands is telling you that you're stronger than you think. You have the ability to, like, withstand the storm and come out on top. It's about, like, trusting your instincts and, like, believing in yourself and, like, knowing that you can handle anything that comes your way. This card can also be about, like, competition, right? Like, maybe you're competing for something or someone, or maybe you're feeling like you need to, like, prove yourself to someone. The Seven of Wands is telling you to, like, focus on your own strengths and your own abilities and not worry about what everyone else is doing. Just, like, be yourself and, like, do your best and, like, let your own unique qualities shine through. And don't be afraid to, like, stand out from the crowd, right? Like, embrace your individuality and, like, be proud of who you are. Remember that Jasper moon energy, that harmonizing energy. The Seven of Wands is about harmonizing your inner strength, Chariot, with your need to protect yourself after a painful experience, Ten of Swords. It's about finding that balance between being assertive and being open, between standing your ground and being willing to compromise. And, like, that's not always easy, right? But it's possible. The key is to, like, know yourself and, like, know what you believe in and, like, be willing to fight for what's important to you. So, yeah, the Seven of Wands is a powerful card about standing your ground and defending your position and, like, knowing your worth. It's about, like, setting boundaries and, like, protecting yourself from negativity and, like, trusting your instincts. It's about, like, being confident in who you are and, like, not letting anyone tell you otherwise. And that, my friend, is a really powerful message. So let's see how these cards play out further with the next few cards. Okay, so the next card is the Three of Cups. Oh, wow, okay. After all that intense energy, the Three of Cups feels like a breath of fresh air, you know? It's like finally some joy, some celebration, some connection. I think it's important. This card represents sisterhood and celebration. After all the painful feels of the Ten of Swords. So, like, typically, the Three of Cups is all about, like, friendship, community, and, like, good times, right? Like, it's about, like, gathering with your friends, celebrating successes, and, like, just enjoying life. It could mean a girls' night out, a wedding, the beautiful union of soulmates, or some kind of social event. But given the context of the previous cards, I think it means a little bit more than that. Like, remember the Ten of Swords? That was all about, like, endings and pain and betrayal, right? And then the Chariot came along and said, like, no, you're strong, you can overcome this, take control. And then the Seven of Wands was like, okay, now stand your ground, protect yourself, know your worth. So, like, after all of that, the Three of Cups feels like a reward, you know? Like, you've been through something tough, you've found your inner strength, you've stood up for yourself, and now it's time to, like, celebrate. I think that is really important. But, like, it's not just about celebrating for the sake of celebrating, right? Like, it's about celebrating with the people who, like, supported you through the tough times. It's about, like, connecting with your tribe, with the people who, like, lift you up and make you feel good about yourself. So, this could be a sign that you need to, like, reach out to your friends and, like, spend some time with them. Maybe you need to plan a girls' night out, or, like, go to a party, or, like, just have a coffee date with someone who makes you laugh. It's so important too. It's about, like, remembering that you're not alone and that you have people in your life who care about you. This could also be about celebrating a personal victory, right? Like, maybe you've overcome a challenge or achieved a goal, or, like, finally let go of something that was holding you back. The Three of Cups is telling you to, like, acknowledge your accomplishments and, like, be proud of yourself. It's about, like, recognizing how far you've come and, like, giving yourself credit for all the hard work you've put in. I want you to see this moment and embrace it as something new to look forward to. This card is all about healing and coming together too, right? It's about finding solace in community and sharing your experiences with others. Maybe you've been feeling isolated or alone or no one understands what you're going through. The Three of Cups is telling you that there are people out there who get it. There are people who have been through similar experiences and who can offer you support and understanding. You are not alone. Maybe it's time to join a support group, or attend a workshop, or just start talking to your friends and family about what you're going through. It's about breaking down the walls of isolation and allowing yourself to be vulnerable and connecting with others on a deeper level. And remember our Jasper moon energy, that harmonizing energy? The Three of Cups is about harmonizing your individual journey with your connections to others. It's about finding that balance between independence and interdependence, between self-reliance and community support. It's about recognizing that you don't have to do it all alone and that it's okay to ask for help. But there's also a shadow side to the Three of Cups, right? It's not always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes it can be about superficiality or gossip or avoiding deeper issues. Maybe you're using social events as a way to distract yourself from your problems, or maybe you're getting caught up in drama, or maybe you're just surrounding yourself with people who aren't really good for you. You deserve so much more. It's important to be mindful of the company you keep. Because what's really important is to make sure you aren't using these celebrations to mask the emotions you are feeling. Make sure you have true friends around you that make you feel celebrated. Or maybe you're overindulging in things that aren't good for you, like alcohol or food or shopping. It's about using these things to fill a void or to numb your pain or to escape from reality. It's important to be honest with yourself about your motivations. Are you really celebrating, or are you just trying to avoid something? Are you running from something that needs to be addressed? And in the context of a love reading, the Three of Cups could have a few different meanings, right? Maybe it's about celebrating a new relationship, or reconnecting with your partner after a difficult time. Or maybe it's about exploring your options and dating multiple people. I think this card is about that connection with sisterhood though. It's about having your girls and having them support you through everything. It's also important to look at it in a non-traditional context. With all that heartbreak, maybe you're celebrating your independence from a relationship that wasn't serving you. Maybe you're celebrating your newfound boundaries, your strength, your worth. You stood up for yourself in the Seven of Wands. The Three of Cups here says that that is something worth celebrating. You are worth celebrating. It can be a good thing, too. A sign that you are ready to let your hair down and allow love into your life again. If you went through a painful breakup, then maybe this Three of Cups is showing up to signal new love. That is something to celebrate. Maybe you will be celebrating with your friends your new partner. So, what's the practical advice here? I think it's about, finding healthy ways to connect with others and to celebrate your life. It's about, being mindful of your motivations and, making sure you're not using social events to avoid your problems. It's about, choosing your company wisely and, surrounding yourself with people who lift you up and support you. It is time to ask yourself, how can I celebrate myself today? In what ways can you remind yourself that you deserve celebrating? Try it and see how much your frequency is elevated. And then you will be on the path to finding that balance that the Jasper moon has set out for you, that harmonizing energy. What does this mean for your love life? What's the best way to incorporate what the Three of Cups has to say for you into your life? Well, let's see what the next card has to say about it. Okay, wow, alright, so the next card we have is the Queen of Swords. Okay, so, generally the Queen of Swords, she's super independent, right? And very intelligent. She values truth and clarity, and she's not afraid to, speak her mind, you know? She's also really good at setting boundaries and, cutting through the BS. But, she can also be seen as, cold or detached, sometimes, you know? So let's see how this fits into the story so far. Okay, so, after that Ten of Swords, that painful ending, right? It makes sense that you might want to, put up some walls, you know? The Queen of Swords is all about protecting herself. she's not going to let anyone hurt her again, you know. She's like learned her lesson. And like she definitely embodies that chariot energy, that sense of control and willpower, right? Like she's in charge of her own life and she's not going to let anyone steer her off course. And like she's definitely rocking that Seven of Wands energy too, right? Like she's standing her ground and she's defending her position and she's not going to let anyone walk all over her. But like the Queen of Swords, she takes it to a whole new level, you know? Like she's not just defending herself, she's like actively pushing people away sometimes, you know? Like she's got her sword up, ready to cut anyone who gets too close. So it's like she's learned to be strong and independent, but maybe she's gone a little too far in that direction, you know? Like, on the one hand, the Queen of Swords is like a total badass, right? She's intelligent and witty, and she doesn't put up with anyone's crap. She's like the ultimate independent woman, you know? She doesn't need a man, she doesn't need anyone, she can take care of herself. And like, that's amazing, right? Especially after going through something painful like that Ten of Swords. It's like she's saying, never again, I'm in control now. And like, she's really good at seeing things clearly too, you know? Like, she's not swayed by emotions or sentimentality or any of that stuff. She sees things as they are, and she's not afraid to call it like she sees it, which can be really helpful, right? Like, sometimes you need someone to, like, cut through the fog and tell you the truth, even if it hurts. And like, she's amazing at setting boundaries, right? Like, she knows what she wants, and she knows what she doesn't want, and she's not afraid to say no. She's not going to let anyone take advantage of her, or manipulate her, or guilt trip her into doing something she doesn't want to do. That Seven of Wands is screaming. But like, there's also a shadow side to the Queen of Swords, right? Like, she can be like, really critical and judgmental, you know? Like, she holds herself and others to really high standards, and she's not very forgiving when people fall short. And like, she can be really detached too, you know? Like, she keeps her emotions in check, and she doesn't let anyone see her vulnerable side, which can make it hard for people to connect with her, you know. Like, she might come across as cold or aloof or even a little bit intimidating. And like, she can be really lonely too, you know. Like, she pushes people away and she isolates herself, and she ends up feeling like she's all alone in the world. And like, sometimes she can even be a little bit bitter, you know. Like, she's been hurt in the past, and she's carrying that pain with her, and it's making her cynical and distrustful. She can be a little jaded. Like, she doesn't believe in love or happiness or any of that stuff anymore. It's like she's saying, I've seen it all, and it's all a bunch of BS. You know? So, like, how do we harmonize these qualities, right? Like, how do we balance the Queen of Swords' independence and intellect with her potential for being cold and detached? That Jasper moon energy is really needed here. Like, it's about finding a way to be strong and independent without isolating yourself, you know? It's about being clear and honest without being judgmental or critical. It's about setting boundaries without building walls. It's about allowing yourself to be vulnerable without letting people take advantage of you. It's about trusting yourself without becoming cynical. It's a tough balance, right? Like, it's not easy to be the Queen of Swords, but it's also not easy to be anything else, you know? Like, we're all just trying to figure it out as we go along. Maybe it's about choosing your battles, right? Like, not feeling like you have to be strong and independent all the time. Maybe it's okay to ask for help sometimes. Maybe it's okay to let your guard down a little bit. Maybe it's okay to show your emotions. Maybe it's about finding people who you can trust, people who will support you and love you for who you are, even when you're not being the Queen of Swords. Maybe it's about remembering that everyone is fighting their own battles, and that everyone deserves a little bit of compassion. Like, you can still use your sword when necessary, but maybe you don't have to wield it all the time. Maybe you can put it down sometimes and just, like, be a human being. And like, what does this mean in terms of your love life, right? Like, is the Queen of Swords guarding her heart too much? Is she attracting the wrong kind of partner? Is she pushing away people who could actually be good for her? Like, maybe she's so afraid of getting hurt again that she's not even giving anyone a chance, you know? She's, like, preemptively rejecting people before they can reject her. Which, like, I get it, right? It's a defense mechanism. But it's also preventing her from finding love and happiness. Or, like, maybe she's attracting partners who are, like, intimidated by her strength and independence, you know? Like, maybe she's attracting people who are looking for someone to take care of them, instead of someone who can be their equal. Or like, maybe she's pushing away people who are actually good for her, because they don't fit her ideal image of what a partner should be. She may be looking for a partner who is just as strong and independent as she is, but maybe she needs someone who can bring a little bit of warmth and tenderness into her life. Remember the Three of Cups. Maybe she needs someone who can help her connect with her emotions and who can help her see the beauty in the world again. So, yeah, the Queen of Swords is a complex card, right? She's strong and independent and intelligent, but she's also potentially cold and detached and lonely. It's all about finding that balance, that Jasper moon harmonizing energy, and figuring out how to use her strengths without letting her weaknesses get in the way. It's about remembering that it's okay to be vulnerable, and that it's okay to ask for help, and that it's okay to let love into your life. So, how do you integrate this into your journey? How do you become the best version of the Queen of Swords you can be? Well, let's see what the next card has to say about it, because I'm really curious to see where this goes next. Okay, wow, so the next card is the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is huge. This is like major life stuff, you know? So like generally speaking, the Wheel of Fortune is all about like cycles and destiny, right? Like it's that idea that like what goes around comes around. That things are always changing and that, you know, sometimes you're on top and sometimes you're on the bottom. It's about like accepting that life is full of ups and downs and that nothing ever stays the same for too long. It's about like trusting that there's a bigger plan at play, even when things don't make sense in the moment. It's about like surrendering to the flow of the universe and like letting go of control, which like for the Queen of Swords, that can be like a real challenge, right? So how does this fit into our story so far? Well, like remember that Ten of Swords, that painful ending. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that that ending was like part of a bigger cycle, you know. Like it wasn't just a random act of cruelty from the universe. It was like a necessary step in your journey. It was something that had to happen in order for you to move forward. And like the Chariot, that was all about taking control, right? Like steering your own ship. But the Wheel of Fortune is reminding us that like we're not always in control, you know. Like sometimes life throws us curveballs and we just have to like adapt and adjust. It's like you can steer the ship, but you can't control the ocean, you know? Like there are forces at play that are bigger than you are, and you just have to like learn to work with them. Okay? And the Seven of Wands standing your ground. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that like sometimes you have to fight for what you believe in, but sometimes you have to like let go and surrender. It's about knowing when to push and when to yield. It's about like trusting that the universe has your back even when things don't go your way. And the Three of Cups about celebration. It's about enjoying the ride even when it gets bumpy and, you know, making sure you're surrounding yourself with positive people who will lift you up when you're feeling down. And then there's the Queen of Swords with her independence and her boundaries. The Wheel of Fortune is really challenging her to, like, open herself up to the possibility of change. It's about her trusting that the universe won't always hurt her, and about being open to new experiences and new people, even if it feels scary. Maybe the universe is bringing you something unexpected. I think the big thing here is this tension between destiny and free will, right? Like, are we just puppets of fate, or do we have the power to create our own reality? The Wheel of Fortune suggests that it's a little bit of both, you know? Like, there are certain things that are destined to happen, certain events that are beyond our control. But we also have the power to choose how we respond to those events. We have the power to shape our own destiny, to a certain extent. We can, you know, make choices that will lead us down different paths. It's like you can't control the cards you're dealt, but you can control how you play them, you know? And I think the Queen of Swords is learning that. And in relationships, this card points to the cyclical nature of things, you know? Like, relationships have their seasons. There are times when things are going great, and times when things are tough. There are times when you feel super connected to your partner, and times when you feel distant. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that it's all normal, you know? Like, it's all part of the process. and that it's important to not get too attached to the good times or too discouraged by the bad times. You gotta remember that everything is always changing, and that eventually, things will shift again. So, if you're going through a rough patch in your relationship, don't despair. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that this too shall pass. And if you're in a really good place, enjoy it, but don't get complacent because things will eventually change. But the Wheel of Fortune also brings opportunities, right? Because with every turn of the wheel, new possibilities arise, new doors open, new adventures await. This card is a sign that things are about to shift in your life and that you need to be open to new experiences. You need to be willing to take risks and to step outside of your comfort zone. You need to trust that the universe is guiding you towards something amazing, even if you can't see it yet. This could mean an unexpected encounter with a new person, or it could mean an unexpected opportunity within an existing relationship. Maybe the Ten of Swords cleared the way for something new, but unexpected changes can be scary, right? Especially for the Queen of Swords, who likes to be in control. So, how do you navigate this energy? How do you embrace the Wheel of Fortune without losing your mind? I think the key is to, surrender to the flow, To stop trying to control everything and to just, trust that the universe has your best interests at heart. It's about, letting go of your expectations and being open to whatever comes your way. It's about, being flexible and adaptable and resilient. It's about, knowing that you can handle anything that life throws at you. And, it's about remembering that you're not alone, You have your friends, you have your family, you have your guides, you have the Jasper moon harmonizing energy. You have all the support you need to get through this. And, it's about trusting your intuition, too. Listening to that little voice inside of you that's telling you what to do. It's that voice knows what's best for you, even when your head is telling you something different. Now, in terms of love and relationships, the Wheel of Fortune is a really interesting card, right? It can mean that you're about to meet someone new, someone who will change your life in a big way. Or it can mean that your current relationship is about to enter a new phase. Or it can mean that you need to let go of a relationship that's no longer serving you, which goes all the way back to that Ten of Swords. It really depends on the context of the reading and on your own personal situation. But whatever it means for you, the Wheel of Fortune is a sign that things are about to change, that you need to be open to new possibilities, and that you need to trust that the universe is guiding you towards something amazing. I think that this Wheel of Fortune is pushing you to use the Queen of Swords' wisdom, but to remember the need to celebrate with the Three of Cups. Okay, so, how do you bring all of this together, right? How do you integrate the Wheel of Fortune into your journey, and how do you use it to create the love life that you want? Well, that, my friend, is what we're going to find out with the very last card. Okay, oh my gosh, so the final card, the one that's gonna tie it all together, is the Star. Oh wow, okay, so generally the Star is all about hope, right? And healing and inspiration and following your intuition. It's about believing in yourself and trusting that things are going to work out, even when things are tough. So after all that we've been through, this feels like a really beautiful message, Okay, so how does this fit into everything, right? Remember that Ten of Swords, that painful ending? The Star is saying that, even after all that pain, there's still hope for the future, It might feel like everything is dark right now, but there's still light at the end of the tunnel. And the Chariot, that was all about taking control. But the Star is reminding us that, sometimes we need to let go of control and just trust that the universe is guiding us, in the right direction. And that Seven of Wands, standing your ground. The Star is yeah, stand your ground, but also be open to receiving help and support from others. It's about finding that balance between independence and interdependence. It's so important too. And the Three of Cups, about celebrating with friends, the Star is saying that those connections are so important, especially when you're going through a tough time. Lean on your friends, let them support you, and let them remind you of how amazing you are. And then there's the Queen of Swords, right? With her independence and her boundaries. The Star is yeah, those things are important, but also don't be afraid to show your vulnerability. Don't be afraid to open your heart, even after you've been hurt. Because, like, that's where the real healing happens, you know? It's when you allow yourself to be seen and loved for who you truly are. It's so vital. And the Wheel of Fortune, with all its ups and downs, the star is saying that, like, even when you're at the bottom, there's always hope that things will get better. Like, the wheel keeps turning, and eventually you'll be on top again. You just have to, like, hold on and keep believing. You know, so, like, the star is really about finding that inner light, right? That spark of hope that keeps you going, even when things are dark. It's about connecting with your intuition and trusting that you know what's best for yourself. It's about believing in yourself, even when no one else does. And, like, it's about remembering that you're not alone, that you're part of something bigger, and that you're loved and supported by the universe. I think this is so key. I mean, like, seriously, this card is all about, like, embracing your authenticity, right? Like, letting your true self shine without fear of judgment or rejection. It's about, like, recognizing that you're unique and special, and that you have something valuable to offer the world. Don't dim your light, seriously. And, like, it's about, like, being gentle with yourself too, right? Like, acknowledging that you're not perfect and that you're going to make mistakes. It's about, like, forgiving yourself for those mistakes and learning from them and moving on. It's so important to practice grace. Like, we're all just human, right? We're all just trying to figure things out. So, like, be kind to yourself and be patient with yourself, and remember that you're doing the best you can. This card is all about healing and trust. So, it is time to really consider how the wounds from the Ten of Swords can finally be healed. You've got that control from the Chariot. You stood your ground with the Seven of Wands. You connected with friends in the Three of Cups. You guarded yourself from more pain with the Queen of Swords. You recognized the ups and downs of life with the Wheel of Fortune. And now you can let the hope from the star wash over you and help you realize that you truly are on the path to healing. What a journey. And, like, what does this mean in terms of your love life, right? Like, well, the star is a really positive sign, right? It suggests that you're ready to open your heart again and to attract a loving and supportive partner into your life. It's about, like, believing that you deserve to be loved and that you're worthy of a healthy and fulfilling relationship. Seriously. It's about, like, letting go of any old beliefs or patterns that are holding you back and creating space for something new and beautiful to come in. So, maybe you've been carrying some baggage from past relationships, right? Maybe you've been holding onto some resentment or anger. The star is telling you that it's time to let that go and to forgive yourself and to forgive your exes. It's about, like, releasing the past and creating space for the future. Or, like, maybe you've been afraid of getting hurt again, right? Maybe you've been putting up walls and pushing people away. The star is telling you that it's okay to be vulnerable and that it's okay to trust again. It's about, like, opening your heart and allowing yourself to be seen and loved for who you truly are. It's so major. It is so important that you are willing to do so. Remember that this whole reading is about harmonizing. But, like, the star is also about, like, being realistic, right? It's not about, like, living in a fantasy world or ignoring the challenges that you're facing. It's about, like, acknowledging those challenges and finding ways to overcome them. It's about, like, having hope, but also being grounded in reality. So, like, maybe you're still healing from that painful ending, right? The star is telling you that it's okay to take your time and to be patient with yourself. It's about, like, allowing yourself to grieve and to process your emotions and to heal at your own pace. And, like, maybe you're still working on setting boundaries, right? The star is telling you to keep practicing and to keep standing up for yourself. It's about, like, knowing your worth and not settling for anything less than you deserve. And, like, maybe you're still navigating the ups and downs of life, right? The star is telling you to embrace the journey and to trust that everything is happening for a reason. It's about, like, finding the lessons in the challenges and using them to grow and evolve. So, like, what's the practical advice here, right? Well, I think it's about, like, connecting with your intuition and listening to that little voice inside of you that's guiding you. It's about, like, spending time in nature and connecting with the earth. It's about, like, practicing mindfulness and being present in the moment. It's about, like, expressing your creativity and doing things that bring you joy. And, like, it's about surrounding yourself with positive people and letting them lift you up. Now really think about how you can heal from this and what that looks like for you. But most of all, it is important to have hope. Okay, so how do you bring all of this together, right? How do you integrate the star into your journey, and how do you use it to create the love life that you want? Well, here's the thing. This is all about your inner work. Are you willing to be hopeful? Are you willing to be healed? This is not the end of your journey. I think there are more things for you to discover, and I'm really excited to see what's next for you. Let's see what other guidance we can find. Okay, so, like the star, okay, how do we even begin? After the Ten of Swords, and I know that hurt and that pain still lingers, the star is that gentle reminder that even in the darkest night there are stars, okay? There is always light to be found. It is a promise, a loving caress from the universe. It washes away betrayal, it makes new in the chariot. Well, you took control, you harnessed your will, and the star says, yes, you are the driver of your life, but trust that the universe is co-piloting. Let go a little, surrender to the journey, and know that you're supported. Okay? Seriously. So, it builds. With the Seven of Wands when you stood your ground, like, the star affirms that it was the right thing to do. Knowing your worth is paramount, right? Vital. But the star also whispers, now that you know your worth, open your heart to receive the love you deserve. That's important, that willingness, okay? Because, like with the Three of Cups, it celebrates your friends, your support system, and the star is a gentle nudge. Share your light with them and let their light shine on you. Heal together, grow together, and celebrate every victory, big or small. Okay, so the star is that beacon of hope, and it helps make new with love. You know, with the Queen of Swords, you're strong, you're independent, and the star softens the edges, it says. Your strength is admirable, but don't let it become a fortress. Vulnerability is a strength too. It's okay to let someone in, to share your heart, to be seen. And it helps the Wheel of Fortune to make new. It takes all of the hard and helps change the path, okay? That acceptance. With the Wheel of Fortune, you've embraced the ups and downs, and the star is a loving reminder that even in the midst of chaos, there's beauty to be found. You are not alone. Every twist and turn has brought you here, to this moment, to this potential. Okay, but what does all of this really mean for you? Right now, like practically speaking? Well, first of all, you're being called to connect with your inner child. Seriously. Like, remember what it felt like to dream without limitations. Remember that pure, unadulterated joy. Tap into that energy and let it guide you. It's the truth. Maybe that means spending time in nature. Maybe that means creating art. Maybe that means dancing like no one's watching. I do this all the time. Whatever brings you joy, do it. Nurture that inner spark. Seriously. And then you are being urged to practice self-compassion, and it helps make new. You know, we're all so hard on ourselves, aren't we? Especially after a heartbreak. The star is a reminder that you deserve kindness, love, and understanding. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a dear friend. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Celebrate your strengths, acknowledge your weaknesses, and embrace your imperfections. You are a work in progress, and that's okay. Like, seriously okay, very okay. Then you are being divinely told to follow your intuition, and this can help make new. That little voice inside of you, the one that knows what's best for you, listen to it, trust it. It's guiding you towards your highest good, even when things don't make sense. Maybe that means taking a leap of faith. Maybe that means saying no to something that doesn't feel right. Maybe that means pursuing a dream that you've always been afraid to chase. Whatever it is, trust your gut and follow your heart, because you are worth it. You know, because this is all about harmonization, right? And finding balance within your romantic destiny. Well, the star is saying that your romantic destiny is not something that's fixed or predetermined. It's something that you create with every thought, every action, and every choice. You're not just a passive recipient of love, you're an active participant. It makes new love. So, like, what kind of love do you want to create? What kind of relationship do you want to attract? What kind of partner do you want to be? These are the questions you need to be asking yourself right now. This is so key to it all. And the answers, they lie within you. You gotta look inward. But also remember, this is not just about romantic love, right? It's about loving yourself, it's about loving your friends and family, it's about loving your life. It's about cultivating a sense of gratitude for all the blessings you have, even the small ones. That Three of Cups energy, hold on to that. You have love. Okay, so what are some practical steps you can take to bring all of this to life? Starting right now? Well, first, I want you to create a vision board. Seriously. Gather images, words, and symbols that represent your ideal life, your ideal relationship, your ideal self. It should make new. Look at it every day and let it inspire you. It is so truthful. Then you should start a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. It could be anything, big or small, from the sunshine on your face to the love of your friends. It's major to appreciate what you have. Practicing gratitude will shift your perspective and attract more good things into your life. Like magic, and then try spending time in nature. Go for a walk in the park, sit by a lake, hike in the mountains. Connect with the earth and let its beauty and its energy fill you up. It's so important to do so. Nature is incredibly healing, and it can help you reconnect with your inner peace. That Jasper moon will thank you. Also, do something creative every day. Paint, write, sing, dance, play music, cook, whatever brings you joy. Express yourself. This is so good. Creativity is a powerful way to release emotions, to connect with your intuition, and to manifest your desires. It is also a very powerful and strong message that you can do this. It is good, and it works. And finally, surround yourself with positive people. Spend time with people who lift you up, who believe in you, and who support your dreams. Let go of the toxic relationships that are draining your energy. I think you should always reach out to the positive and be in the light. You deserve to be surrounded by love and light, and by choosing to spend time with positive people, you're creating that reality for yourself. See? It's all connected. Now, I know that healing takes time, and I know that it's not always easy, but I also know that you are strong, you are resilient, and you are worthy of love and happiness. You've proven that to yourself already with the Chariot and the 7 of Wands. You are not alone on this journey. The universe is supporting you, your friends are supporting you, and I am supporting you. We all do. So, keep believing, keep hopping, and keep shining your light. Remember that Jasper moon energy, right? That harmonizing energy. Well, the star is about harmonizing your inner world with your outer world. It's about finding that balance between hope and reality, between vulnerability and strength, between independence and interdependence. You got this, friend. This is how we help make new in love and relationships and every other part of our lives. And that's not always easy, right? It takes practice, it takes patience, and it takes a willingness to be open and honest with yourself. Always, but it's possible. The key is to, trust yourself, to trust the universe, and to never give up on your dreams, because you are a star, and you are here to shine, and you are going to create a life that is full of love, joy, and purpose. I know it. I believe in you. And I can't wait to see what amazing things you're going to do. So embrace the journey, trust the process, and never forget your light. Okay, wow, that was a journey, right? I feel like we really dug deep and uncovered some powerful insights. I hope this reading resonated with you, and that it gave you some clarity, some hope, and some inspiration. It's like a new chapter and so beautiful. Remember, you are the author of your own story. You can help make new, and you have the power to create a life that is full of love, joy, and purpose. I am so excited to see what you write next. You got this. Okay, you guys chose the Citrine cluster, which is all about grounding, and your theme is manifesting the dream, building a super stable foundation for your love life and future together. So, this reading is all about concrete steps, practical magic, making it real. All right, deep breath, here we go. The first card we have is Death, then we've got the Lovers, and finally the Hanged Man. Whoa. Okay, where do we even begin? So, Death, right? Everyone freaks out about this card, but honestly, it's rarely about physical death, okay? It's about transformation, endings, clearing out the old to make way for the new. And in the context of building a foundation for love, this is huge. What needs to end for you to truly manifest that stable, amazing love life you deserve? Think about it. Maybe it's an old relationship, obviously, but it could also be a pattern, right? A way of thinking, a belief system that's been holding you back. Are you constantly going for the same type of person, even though it never works out? Death might be saying, girl, that pattern needs to die. It's time to bury that old version of yourself who thought that was a good idea. Or maybe, And this is a tough one. Maybe it's an identity, you know? Like, are you so used to being the independent one or the fixer that you're actually pushing away potential partners? Sometimes, we cling to these roles because they feel safe, but they can totally sabotage our chances at real intimacy. Death is like, honey, let that go. You don't need to be Superwoman all the time. And I know, endings are scary, right? It's like jumping off a cliff into the unknown. But think about a garden, right? You can't plant new flowers if the soil is full of weeds and dead leaves. You have to clear it out first. Death is the composting process. It's like messy, sometimes stinky, but so incredibly necessary for new growth. So, really sit with this death card, okay? What is that thing, that pattern, that relationship, that identity that you need to let go of? What needs to die so that your love life can finally bloom? And don't be afraid to dig deep. Sometimes the things we need to release are the things we're most attached to. But trust me, the universe has something way better in store for you, but you've got to make space for it first. Okay, so we've cleared out the old with death, right? Now we move on to the lovers, which, yes, can totally mean a soulmate connection, fireworks, all that good stuff. But it's also about choices, alignment, and really understanding what you value in a partnership. This card isn't just about finding the one. It's about being the one, you know? Like, are you showing up as your best, most authentic self in your relationships? Are you clear about your needs and desires? The Lovers is asking you to get really real with yourself about what you're looking for in a partner and what you're bringing to the table. And remember that whole, stable foundation theme? The Lovers isn't just about romance. It's about building a partnership that can withstand the test of time. It's about shared values, mutual respect, and a willingness to work through challenges together. It's like, can you build a house on shaky ground? No way. You need a solid foundation, and that comes from both partners being committed to the relationship and each other's growth. So, this is where it gets interesting, right? Because we had death first. So, what if the death was a relationship and now the Lovers is showing up? That could mean a brand new, amazing connection is on its way. But here's the thing, it won't be like your past relationships. You've learned from those endings, you've grown, and now you're ready for something deeper, something more aligned with your true self. Or, what if the death was a pattern of self-sabotage? Maybe you're finally ready to choose love over fear, to believe that you deserve a healthy, fulfilling relationship. The Lovers is like, yes, girl, you are worthy of love, now go out there and create it. But the Lovers can also be about a choice, right? Maybe you're at a crossroads in your current relationship. Are you willing to do the work to make it stronger? Are you both committed to building that solid foundation? Or is it time to walk away and create space for something new? The Lovers is urging you to make a conscious decision, one that aligns with your highest good and your vision for the future. It's like, you can't just passively wait for love to happen. You have to actively choose it every single day. You have to choose to be vulnerable, to be honest, to be supportive. And you have to choose a partner who is willing to do the same. Okay, so we've had the big transformation, then this amazing partnership, but there's still one card left, the Hanged Man. And this one is all about surrender, sacrifice, and seeing things from a different perspective. Like, what are you willing to sacrifice for love? Now, I don't mean sacrifice your entire identity or your dreams, okay? That's not what this card is about. It's more about sacrificing your need to control everything, your need to be right, your need to have things your way. It's about being willing to compromise, to see things from your partner's point of view, even when it's hard. Think about it. Are you holding onto certain beliefs or expectations that are actually hindering your relationship? The Hanged Man is asking you to release those limiting beliefs, to see things from a new angle. Maybe you need to surrender your idea of what the perfect relationship looks like and embrace the beautiful, messy reality of what you have. This card can also indicate a need for patience, right? Sometimes, love requires us to wait, to trust the process, even when we don't see immediate results. It's like you can't rush a flower to bloom, you have to give it time, water, and sunlight. The Hanged Man is reminding you to be patient with yourself, with your partner, and with the unfolding of your love story. And remember that grounding energy of the Citrine? The Hanged Man is asking you to stay grounded even when things feel uncertain or uncomfortable. It's about trusting that even when you're hanging upside down, the universe has your back. It's about finding your center, your inner strength, and knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. So, how does this all tie together, right? Death, the lovers, and the hanged man. Well, it's like this. You have to let go of the old, embrace the potential for a deep, meaningful connection, and be willing to surrender your need to control everything. It's a powerful combination, a recipe for creating a truly stable and fulfilling love life. And what I think is so cool about this whole spread is that the hanged man is also like a period of reflection. You know, to really look at your life from a totally new perspective. And what better way to build a foundation for love than to fully understand yourself and how you view relationships? It's like you can't build a house without a blueprint, and the hanged man helps you create that blueprint, but from a totally new angle, which is really so vital to the death card, because you're actually making space and really clearing away the old and not just repainting it, you know? That is a real key here, I feel. And the stability that comes from grounding, like with the citrine, can really let you hang upside down without losing your center. Really, you can reflect and allow yourself to surrender to love, which can feel so scary, and actually build that foundation at the same time. Isn't that cool? Okay, so that's a lot to think about for now. But trust me, we're not done yet. I'm seeing some practical steps you can take to really bring this vision to life, so stay tuned. Okay, so, where were we? Oh yeah, we were just digging into that hanged man energy and how it all connects, right? How letting go actually helps you build that rock-solid foundation. So, drum roll please, because the next card we have is the World. Whoa, okay, so what does this even mean in the context of manifesting your dream love life? The World, at its core, is all about completion, fulfillment, and integration, right? It's like you've gone through all these cycles, learned all these lessons, and now you're finally arriving at this place of wholeness. It's that feeling of yes, I did it. I finally get it. And in terms of love, oh my gosh, this is huge. It's like all that work you've been doing on yourself, all those transformations, all those sacrifices, they're all paying off. The universe is basically saying, girl, you are ready for this next level of love. So, remember death, how we talked about clearing out the old? Well, the World is like the ultimate result of that clearing. It's like you've shed all those old layers, those limiting beliefs, those toxic patterns, and now you're standing there, totally naked and vulnerable, but also incredibly strong and empowered. You're like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, ready to spread your wings and fly. And the lovers? Oh, the World amplifies that energy like crazy. It's not just about finding a partner, it's about finding a partner who reflects your own sense of wholeness and completion. It's like you're two halves of the same soul, coming together to create something even more beautiful and amazing. It's that deep soulmate connection, that feeling of, I've known you forever, you know? But here's the thing, the World isn't just about romantic love, okay? It's about loving yourself first and foremost. It's about accepting yourself, flaws and all, and recognizing your own inherent worth. It's like you can't truly love someone else until you truly love yourself, right? And the World is like, honey, you are finally there. You have finally arrived at that place of self-acceptance and self-love. And the hanged man, that surrender, that sacrifice. It all leads to this moment of triumph. It's like you've finally let go of the need to control everything, you've finally trusted the universe, and now you're being rewarded with this incredible sense of fulfillment. It's like the universe is saying, thank you for trusting me. Thank you for surrendering. Now, let me show you what I have in store for you. Okay, so what does this look like in real life? Well, maybe you've been single for a while, right? And you've been feeling kind of discouraged, am I ever going to find love? But the World is saying, hold on, baby, your time is coming. It's like you've been working on yourself, you've been healing old wounds, you've been becoming the best version of yourself, and now you're finally ready to attract that perfect partner. It's like the universe has been waiting for you to reach this level of wholeness, and now that you're here, it's going to deliver the goods. Or maybe you're already in a relationship, but it's been kind of rocky, right? You've been struggling to connect, you've been fighting a lot, and you've been wondering if it's even worth it. But the World is saying, don't give up just yet. There's still hope. It's like you've both been willing to do the work, you've both been willing to compromise, you've both been willing to grow, and now you're finally reaching this place of understanding and harmony. It's like you're both seeing each other in a new light, and you're falling in love all over again. And here's another thing, the world can also represent travel, right? Like literally packing your bags and going on an adventure. So, maybe this is telling you to get out of your comfort zone, to explore new places, to meet new people. Maybe your soulmate is waiting for you in another country, or even just another city. It's like the universe is nudging you to expand your horizons, to open yourself up to new possibilities. Think about it, has there been a place you have been dreaming of visiting? Maybe a study abroad program you've been thinking about, or even just a weekend getaway to a new city that you've never been to. The world is saying, yeah, you're ready to tap into that, and to take the leap. It doesn't have to be a huge, scary thing that's going to take a lot of planning and money. It can just be one little step that opens you up to so many new possibilities. But even if you're not physically traveling, the world can also represent a journey of the soul, right? Like you're expanding your consciousness, you're growing spiritually, you're becoming more aware of your place in the universe. It's like you're finally understanding the bigger picture. You're seeing how everything is connected, and you're feeling this incredible sense of peace and belonging. It's like you're realizing that you're not just a small, insignificant speck of dust in the vast cosmos, you're an integral part of the whole, and you have a unique and important role to play. And don't forget that citrine energy, right? That grounding, that stability. It's so important for manifesting this dream love life. The world is like the culmination of all that grounding work. It's like you've built this solid foundation, and now you're ready to build your dream house on top of it. It's like you're so rooted in your own worth and your own power that you can handle anything that comes your way. You're not afraid to be vulnerable, you're not afraid to take risks, you're not afraid to love with all your heart. Because you know that you're strong enough to handle whatever happens, and you trust that the universe has your back. So, how can you tap into this world energy right now? Well, first of all, take some time to celebrate your accomplishments, okay? Acknowledge how far you've come and give yourself credit for all the hard work you've done. It's like you deserve to pat yourself on the back and say, "Girl, you did it. You freaking did it." And then, start thinking about what you want to create next. What kind of love life do you want to manifest? What kind of partner do you want to attract? What kind of relationship do you want to build? Get really clear on your vision, and then start taking steps to bring it to life. Write in your journal every day, and really start to visualize the life that you want to be living, and all of the happiness and joy that comes with that. Really get clear on these things so that you can actually see what you want in your own mind, and then you can actually start making it a reality. It's like you're the architect of your own destiny, and you have the power to create whatever you desire. And don't be afraid to ask for help along the way, okay? Reach out to your friends, your family, your mentors, your spiritual guides. Surround yourself with people who support you, who believe in you, and who inspire you to be your best self. It's like you're not alone on this journey, you have a whole tribe of people cheering you on, and they're ready to help you manifest your dreams. Don't be afraid to ask for guidance, don't be afraid to ask for support, don't be afraid to lean on them when you need it. This card is also telling you to embrace change and trust in the journey, because the world is always changing, and so are you. Trust in the process and know that you're always exactly where you're meant to be. Let go of your fear and embrace the unknown. The best is yet to come. Wow, right? Just thinking about that world card, it's like a deep breath of fresh air. A moment to really appreciate where you are, all that you've learned, and get so excited about where you're headed. It's like you're on the precipice of something truly amazing, and you are totally ready. But of course, there are still more cards to pull and more insights to uncover. I am so excited to see what the universe wants us to know next, because this feels like just the beginning. Are you ready? I'm so ready. What could these next cards possibly mean for you and your love life? What practical steps might they be pointing towards? What other hidden gems are waiting to be discovered? Ooh, oh, I can't wait. Okay, so, where do we go from here, right? After that amazing world card, you're probably thinking, okay, I'm ready. Bring on the soulmate, the amazing relationship, the happily ever after. but hold on a sec because the universe has one more little lesson for you, and that lesson comes in the form of the Seven of Pentacles. Gasps, I know, right? Not quite as like fireworks and unicorns as the world, but trust me, this card is super important for building that stable foundation we're talking about, okay? So, the Seven of Pentacles at its heart is about taking stock, assessing your progress, and recognizing that good things take time, you know. It's that feeling of like, okay, I've put in the work, but I'm not seeing the results I want yet. What gives? But don't get discouraged, okay? This card isn't about failure, it's about patience and perseverance. It's about understanding that building a dream love life isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And sometimes you have to stop and catch your breath, assess your strategy, and maybe even adjust your course a little bit. So, how does this connect to the other cards, right? Well, remember death? That transformation, that letting go of the old. The Seven of Pentacles is like, okay, you've cleared out the weeds, but now you actually have to plant the seeds and water them and wait for them to grow. It's the unglamorous part of the process, the day-to-day work that nobody sees, but it's absolutely essential for creating lasting change. And the lovers? The Seven of Pentacles is asking you to really examine your choices in love, right? Are you putting your energy into relationships that have potential, or are you wasting your time on dead-end situations? Are you nurturing your connection with your partner, or are you taking it for granted? This card is a reminder that love is a verb, not just a feeling. It requires consistent effort, attention, and care. And the Hanged Man. That surrender, that willingness to see things from a different perspective. The Seven of Pentacles is saying, okay, you've surrendered your need to control everything, but now you have to trust the process, even when you don't see immediate results. It's about having faith that your efforts will eventually pay off, even if it takes longer than you expected. It's like you're hanging upside down and you're planting a garden, but you can't see it yet, you know? You just have to trust that the seeds are in the ground and they're going to grow. And the world? Oh, this is where it gets really interesting, right? Because the world is that feeling of completion, that sense of, I've arrived. But the Seven of Pentacles is like, hold on, honey. You're not quite there yet. You've reached a major milestone, but there's still some work to be done. It's like you've climbed to the top of the mountain, but now you have to build a house on top of it. You have the view, you have the potential, but you still need to put in the work to create a home, a space where you can truly thrive. So, what does this look like in real life? Well, maybe you've been putting yourself out there, going on dates, trying to meet new people, but you haven't found the one yet, right? You're feeling a little discouraged, like, am I ever going to find love? Am I wasting my time? The Seven of Pentacles is saying, don't give up, you're planting seeds. Keep watering them. Keep putting yourself out there. The right person is out there, but it might take a little longer than you expected to find them. Or maybe you're already in a relationship, but it's not quite where you want it to be. You're feeling like you're putting in all the effort, but your partner isn't reciprocating. You're feeling frustrated and resentful, like, why am I doing all the work here? The Seven of Pentacles is saying, okay, it's time to have a conversation. It's time to communicate your needs and expectations. It's time to ask your partner to step up and meet you halfway, but also be patient. Change takes time. Don't expect overnight miracles. Think about it like this, okay? Imagine you're planting a garden. You till the soil, death, you choose the seeds, the lovers, you surrender to the process, the Hanged Man, and you envision the beautiful garden you're going to create, the world. But then, you actually have to plant the seeds, water them, weed them, and protect them from pests. That's the Seven of Pentacles. It's the day-to-day grind, the unglamorous work that nobody sees, but it's absolutely essential for creating a thriving garden. And here's the thing, the Seven of Pentacles can also be about reassessing your goals, right? Maybe you thought you wanted one thing, but now you're realizing that you actually want something different. Maybe you've been chasing after a certain type of partner, but you're realizing that they're not actually a good fit for you. The Seven of Pentacles is asking you to be honest with yourself about what you truly want and to adjust your course accordingly. It's like you planted apple seeds, but now you're realizing that you actually want a pear tree. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to replant. The important thing is to be clear about what you want and to take steps to create it. Don't be afraid to prune the branches that aren't bearing fruit and focus your energy on the ones that are. And remember that citrine energy, right? That grounding, that stability. The Seven of Pentacles is asking you to stay grounded even when you're feeling frustrated or impatient. It's about trusting that your efforts will eventually pay off, even if you don't see immediate results. It's about knowing that you're building something solid, something lasting, something that will bring you joy for years to come. It's like you're building a house and you're laying the foundation. It's hard work, it's slow, and it's not very glamorous. But you know that once the foundation is laid, you can build anything you want on top of it. You can create a home that is strong, beautiful, and filled with love. So, how can you work with this Seven of Pentacles energy right now? Well, first of all, take some time to assess your progress. Look back at how far you've come and acknowledge all the hard work you've done. Give yourself credit for all the effort you've put in, even if you're not seeing the results you want yet. And then, start thinking about what you can do to improve your situation. Are there any areas where you need to put in more effort? Are there any patterns that you need to break? Are there any limiting beliefs that you need to release? Be honest with yourself and identify the areas where you can make the biggest impact. And don't be afraid to ask for help, okay? Reach out to your friends, your family, your therapist, your coach, your spiritual advisor. Surround yourself with people who support you, who believe in you, and who can offer you guidance and encouragement. It's like you're building a house and you need a team of skilled workers to help you. Don't try to do it all on your own. This card can also be telling you to be patient with yourself, because growth takes time, and it is so important to remember that. You're on your own journey and you are working so hard to get there. And like we've said with the Hanged Man, so much of this is also about trusting that you're on the right path, even when things aren't happening as fast as you'd like. It's like you planted a seed and you're waiting for it to sprout. You can't force it to grow, you just have to be patient and trust that it will happen in its own time. And most of all, remember to enjoy the process, okay? Building a dream love life is a journey, not a destination. Don't get so caught up in the outcome that you forget to appreciate the present moment. Savor the small victories, celebrate your progress, and enjoy the ride. It's like you're planting a garden and you're enjoying the sunshine, the fresh air, and the feeling of the earth in your hands. Don't just focus on the harvest, enjoy the process of planting and nurturing. See, the Seven of Pentacles isn't so bad, right? It's just a gentle reminder that good things take time and that consistent effort is the key to success. It's like the universe is saying, you're on the right track, keep going, you're almost there. But what exactly are you almost there for, you know? And how do you keep that energy going? It's like the universe is handing you a little puzzle piece and saying, figure this out. Ooh, I am so excited to see what the final card reveals. It's like we're about to unlock the final level of this love life game, you know? What practical magic will it bring? What hidden wisdom will it reveal? Will it be a burst of inspiration, a call to action, or a gentle nudge in a new direction? I can't wait to find out. Okay, deep breaths. Let's do this. Okay. So where does that leave us? It is like we were about to unlock some new level, right? So the next card, we have Justice. Whoa, justice can be intimidating for some, so it's important to frame this one right, you know? So like, what does justice even mean in this reading? I mean, we have had a roller coaster so far, from death to the world, it's like, what even right? Okay, so justice at its core is all about fairness, balance, and accountability, you know? It's like the universe's way of saying, hey, every action has a consequence, every choice has an impact. It is about cause and effect and karma and all of that. And it is all about things evening themselves out, so like, don't be scared. In terms of love, this can mean a lot of things. It could mean that you're finally getting what you deserve, whether that's good or bad, depending on your actions, of course. Or it could mean that you need to take a hard look at your relationship and see if things are truly balanced, you know? Like, is one person giving way more than the other? Is there fairness and equality, or is someone being taken advantage of? It is like the scales need to be balanced, and justice is here to make sure that happens, one way or another. So, how does this connect with all the other cards we have pulled so far? Well, let's start with death, okay? Remember death? That big transformation, that shedding of the old. Justice is like, Okay, you've cleared out the old, but now you need to take responsibility for what you've created in its place. It's about owning your actions and understanding the consequences, both good and bad. It could be that the death of something was actually unjust, and now justice is here to correct that imbalance, you know. Or it could be that you need to face the music for something you did in the past, and justice is here to make sure you do. Justice can be a BTCH sometimes, right? Haha. And the lovers? Oh, this is interesting. Because the lovers is all about choices, right? And justice is all about the consequences of those choices. So maybe you made a choice in love that wasn't exactly fair or balanced, and now justice is here to set things right. Maybe you chose to stay in a relationship that wasn't good for you, or maybe you chose to cheat on someone. I don't know, haha, I am just throwing things out here. Whatever it is, justice is saying, hey, you made that choice, now you have to deal with the fallout. But it can also be a good thing. Like, if you've been making conscious, loving choices, justice can bring you the rewards you deserve. Maybe you'll finally meet your soulmate, or maybe your relationship will deepen in a way you never thought possible, just because of the good you have been putting in the world, you know? And what about the hanged man, right? That surrender, that willingness to see things from a new perspective, justice is like, okay, you've surrendered your need to control everything, but now you need to be honest with yourself about what's really going on. It's about seeing the truth, even when it's hard, and taking responsibility for your part in the situation. It can be really easy to play the victim, right? To blame everyone else for your problems. But justice is asking you to take a good hard look at yourself and see where you might be contributing to the imbalance, and it may not be fun, but it's very necessary. It is like you've been hanging upside down, seeing things from a new angle, but now you have to apply that new perspective to your actions and make sure you're living in alignment with your values, right? Now let's talk about the world. Oh man, that beautiful card of completion, that feeling of I've made it. But here comes justice to say, not so fast. The world is about wholeness, about integrating all the different parts of yourself, but justice is asking you to make sure that wholeness is built on a foundation of fairness and integrity. It's like, you can't just skip over the hard parts, you know? You can't just pretend that everything is perfect when there are still imbalances that need to be addressed. Justice is here to say, okay, you've reached this amazing place of completion, but now you need to make sure you're using your power and your influence in a responsible way. Or it could mean you are ready to receive that completion after facing things with honor and integrity. And the Seven of Pentacles. That card of patience, of assessing your progress, of understanding that good things take time. Justice is like, okay, you've been putting in the work, but are you being fair to yourself and to others? Are you being honest about your needs and your expectations? It's about making sure that your efforts are aligned with your values and that you're not sacrificing your integrity in the pursuit of your goals. It is so easy to get caught up in the hustle, right? To focus on the end result and forget about the process. But justice is reminding you that the means justify the ends and that you can't build a lasting love life on a foundation of dishonesty or unfairness. It is like you're tending your garden, but are you making sure that everyone is getting enough sunlight and water? Are you being fair to all the plants, or are you favoring some over others? And, wow, that can really affect your success, right? So, what does all of this mean in practical terms? How can you actually use this justice energy to manifest your dream love life? Well, first of all, take a good hard look at your relationships, both past and present. Are there any imbalances that need to be addressed? Are you giving too much or taking too much? Are you being honest with yourself and with your partner about your needs and expectations? If you're single, are you being fair to yourself in your search for love? Are you settling for less than you deserve? Are you being realistic about what you're looking for? It is like, step back and really assess the situation. And then, take responsibility for your actions. If you've made mistakes in the past, own up to them, apologize, and make amends. Don't try to sweep things under the rug or pretend that they never happened. Justice is about facing the truth and doing what's right, even when it's hard. It is like, clean up your side of the street, you know? Make sure you're living in alignment with your values, and the rest will fall into place. If you're in a relationship, have an honest conversation with your partner about fairness and balance. Are you both contributing equally to the relationship? Are you both feeling valued and appreciated? If not, what can you do to create more equality? It is like, put all your cards on the table and see what needs to be adjusted. And remember, justice isn't just about romantic relationships. It's also about your relationship with yourself. Are you being fair to yourself? Are you treating yourself with kindness and compassion? Are you honoring your own needs and desires? If not, it's time to start. You can't expect to have a healthy, balanced relationship with someone else if you don't have a healthy, balanced relationship with yourself, after all. It's about setting boundaries, saying no when you need to, and prioritizing your own well-being. It is like, fill your own cup first, so you have something to give to others. And remember all that grounding energy from the citrine? It can be really hard to face the truth and take responsibility for your actions, especially when it involves love. It can stir up all sorts of emotions, and it can be very easy to get carried away. But the citrine is here to help you stay grounded and focused, so you can approach the situation with clarity and compassion, you know? It is like, breathe, connect with your center, and trust that you have the strength to do what's right. The citrine is just so key to all of this. Wow. Okay, so justice is like a big wake-up call, right? A reminder that we can't just coast through life, ignoring the consequences of our actions. We have to be accountable, we have to be fair, and we have to be honest with ourselves and with others. But what does that even mean for the last card, right? Is this a warning? Is this an opportunity? Is there some big karmic debt that needs to be paid? Or is there some amazing reward waiting just around the corner? Ooh, I am on the edge of my seat. What could the final card possibly reveal? What hidden truth are we about to uncover? I cannot wait to see. Okay, so justice is like a big wake-up call, right? A reminder that we can't just coast through life, ignoring the consequences of our actions. We have to be accountable, we have to be fair, and we have to be honest with ourselves and with others. But what does that even mean for the last card, right? Is this a warning? Is this an opportunity? Is there some big karmic debt that needs to be paid? Or is there some amazing reward waiting just around the corner? Ooh, I am on the edge of my seat. What could the final card possibly reveal? What hidden truth are we about to uncover? I cannot wait to see. Drum roll, please. Okay, here we go. The Fool. Whoa, okay, so the Fool, right? Like, where do we even start with this one? I mean, after all that heavy stuff with justice, the Fool seems so light and carefree, almost too good to be true, you know? Okay, so, at its heart, the Fool is all about new beginnings, innocence, and taking a leap of faith, right? It's that feeling of like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to trust the universe and go for it. It's about embracing the unknown, being open to new experiences, and not being afraid to make mistakes. It is such a fun and freeing card if you let it be. And like, how does that even connect with everything else we have pulled so far? Haha, okay. Well, let's start with death, right? Because that is always where we start. Remember death, that big transformation, that shedding of the old. Justice, right, was all about taking responsibility for what we have created in its place. So, the Fool is like, okay, you've cleared out the old, you've taken responsibility for your actions, now it's time to start fresh. It's about embracing the new possibilities that are opening up to you and not being held back by your past. It's like you've composted all those old leaves, and now you're ready to plant some new seeds and see what grows, right? Haha, what about the lovers? That choice, that alignment, that partnership? The Fool is saying, okay, you've made your choice, now it's time to take a leap of faith and see where it leads you. It's about trusting your intuition, following your heart, and not being afraid to take risks in love. Maybe it means jumping into a new relationship without knowing exactly where it's going, or maybe it means taking your current relationship to the next level, even though it feels a little scary. The Fool isn't scared, and neither should you be. The Fool is all about saying, yes. Yes to love, yes to adventure, yes to the unknown. And the Hanged Man, right? That surrender, that willingness to see things from a new perspective. So the Fool is like, okay, you've surrendered your need to control everything, you've seen things from a new angle, now it's time to take action. It's about trusting that the universe has your back and that everything is going to work out, even if you can't see how right now. It's about letting go of your fears and doubts and just jumping into the unknown with an open heart and a sense of adventure. It's like you've been hanging upside down, gaining a new perspective, and now you're ready to flip yourself right side up and run headfirst into the future. That world card, that amazing, all-encompassing, completed feeling, well, here comes the Fool to shake things up again. Like, you've achieved this amazing sense of wholeness, right? You've integrated all the different parts of yourself, and you're feeling like you're on top of the world. Justice is also like, okay, you've reached this amazing place of completion, but now you need to make sure you're using your power and your influence in a responsible way. The Fool is like, okay, you've reached this amazing place of completion. Now what? What's next? Don't get complacent, don't get stuck in a rut. There's always more to explore, more to learn, more to experience. It's about embracing the next adventure, even if it means stepping outside of your comfort zone and risking everything you've already achieved. It's like you've climbed to the top of the mountain, and now you're ready to jump off and fly. But what about that Seven of Pentacles? That patience, that assessment, that understanding that good things take time? Here we go. So the Fool is like, okay, you've been putting in the work, you've been tending your garden, you've been waiting patiently for the harvest. Now it's time to reap the rewards. It's about trusting that all your hard work is going to pay off, and that the universe is going to provide you with everything you need to succeed. It's about letting go of your doubts and fears and just enjoying the ride, even if it gets a little bumpy along the way. It's like you've been tending your garden, and now it's finally time to harvest all those delicious fruits and vegetables, and you deserve it, after justice made sure you were being fair to yourself this whole time, right? You should be getting all the sunshine. And wow, that can really affect your success, right? And so, the Fool is like, you know what? You're standing there and you can see the field, you can see the mountain, you can see everything that you have accomplished, but you have the option to just go and have fun and not plan and just see what the road brings you. What does all of this even mean in practical terms? How can you actually use this Fool energy to manifest your dream love life? Well, first of all, take a good hard look at your fears because justice made you. What are you afraid of? What's holding you back from taking that leap of faith? What's preventing you from embracing the unknown? And then, challenge those fears. Question them. Are they really valid? Are they based on reality, or are they just stories you're telling yourself? And then, once you've identified your fears, do something to overcome them. Take a small risk, step outside of your comfort zone, try something new. It doesn't have to be anything huge or dramatic. It could be as simple as striking up a conversation with a stranger, or signing up for a dance class, or trying a new restaurant. The point is to push yourself a little bit, to show yourself that you're capable of more than you think. And then, once you've taken that first step, keep going. Keep challenging yourself, keep pushing your boundaries, keep embracing the unknown. The more you do it, the easier it will become, and the more confident you will feel. And also, it's so important to have Citrine with you during this time to keep you grounded. The Fool energy can be really exhilarating, but it can also be a little overwhelming. It's easy to get carried away by the excitement of new possibilities and forget to take care of yourself. That's where the Citrine comes in. It's like you're running headfirst into the future, but you're also wearing a seatbelt, just in case. It helps you stay grounded, focused, and connected to your intuition, so you can make smart choices and avoid getting yourself into trouble. Also, it can be really hard to trust the universe, especially when you've been hurt in the past. It can be tempting to hold back, to protect yourself, to keep your heart closed off. But the Fool is asking you to let go of those defenses and open yourself up to love, even if it feels scary. It's about trusting that you're worthy of love, that you deserve to be happy, and that the universe is going to bring you the perfect partner at the perfect time. It's like you've built a beautiful garden, and now you're ready to invite someone in to share it with you. Don't be afraid to show them your vulnerability, your imperfections, your true self. The right person will love you for who you are, not in spite of it. So, the Fool is basically a permission slip to just, be yourself, right? To embrace your quirks, your flaws, your passions, your dreams. It's a reminder that you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to have all the answers, you don't have to know exactly where you're going. All you have to do is trust yourself, trust the universe, and take that first step. Like you're standing at the edge of a cliff and you don't know what's on the other side, but you have this feeling in your gut that it's going to be amazing. So, you close your eyes, take a deep breath, and jump. And as you're falling, you realize that you're not actually falling, you're flying. Because you have wings and you didn't even know it. And you have to keep flying, even if you don't know if you will make it to the other side of the ravine, right? And I think this is so important with your history. After clearing everything with death, balancing with justice, you are now more than ready, you are prepared, and the Fool wants you to take that leap. Remember, this card also means innocence, so maybe the Fool is reminding you to approach love with childlike wonder and excitement. You have worked so hard to get here, and it is something that you deserve and should not take for granted. It can be so freeing, right? Okay, so get ready, get grounded with that citrine, and get ready to run, because the next adventure is about to begin. Okay, so the Fool, right? It's like the universe is saying, okay, you've done all this work, you've learned all these lessons, now it's time to go out there and have some fun. It is like a breath of fresh air after all that intensity, and so needed, right? But let's dig a little deeper, because this Fool card is actually super profound when you connect it to everything else we have seen so far, haha. Seriously. So, think about it. You did the hard work, okay? Justice forced you to, right? Now is your time, okay? You got this. First, there's death, the ending. It's a conclusion and an opening, right? So the Fool knows a new beginning can be scary, but the Fool embraces that fear, the Fool trusts that fear. It's exciting, and you are in this brand new space that the fear has been cleared out of. The Lovers? The Fool is like the ultimate romantic, right? Open to all possibilities, ready to jump in with both feet. It's about trusting your heart, even when your head is telling you to be careful, haha. The Fool isn't careful, or rather, the Fool is careful about what is important and loves with everything. That upside-down view we got from the Hanged Man? Well, the Fool uses that wisdom to see the world differently, to challenge assumptions, to break free from old patterns. The Fool, in his or her own unique way, has wisdom and knows what to do to be true to themselves. The world? The Fool knows you can't stay on top of the mountain forever. Life is about movement, about growth, about constantly seeking new horizons. And Justice and the Fool are together now. You know who you are, and you are ready to go get what you deserve. And what about that Seven of Pentacles? The Fool knows patience is important, and you did that, you heard the message. But the Fool also knows when it's time to stop waiting and start acting, when it's time to take that leap of faith, when it's time to trust that all your hard work is going to pay off. Justice and the world made sure of it. And Justice? Well, here's where it gets really interesting, right? Because Justice is all about fairness, balance, and accountability. And the Fool is, well, the Fool is kind of a wild card, right? Haha. The Fool doesn't always play by the rules. The Fool is so special, though, and is ready. But that is, so not the whole story, okay? The Fool ultimately wants to do good, has love, and just wants to, get out there, right? You heard the messages, and you are so ready. The Fool can't just ignore the consequences of their actions and knows that you are prepared. So, how does this all play out in your real love life? Well, maybe you have been single for a long time, right? And you are so ready, and the Fool is so, just do it, and you know what, yeah. Maybe you're afraid of getting hurt again, afraid of putting yourself out there, afraid of being vulnerable. But the Fool is saying, let it go, let it go, let it go. The point is to push yourself a little bit. The Fool is a reminder that it's okay to be scared, it's okay to be uncertain, it's okay to not have all the answers. What matters is that you're willing to take that first step, that you're willing to put yourself out there, that you're willing to trust that the universe has your back. This is a total invitation to approach love with beginner's mind, you know. Forget everything you think you know about relationships, about dating, about what you should be doing, and just be open to the present moment. Be curious, be playful, be authentic, and see what happens. It's so important that you are open to that. The Fool doesn't worry about failing or getting rejected. The Fool knows that every experience, every connection, every interaction is an opportunity to learn and grow, and you have heard that, haven't you? It's yeah, you are really hearing what the universe is saying. And maybe you are already in a relationship, but it's gotten a little stale, a little predictable, a little boring, haha. The Fool is like, wake it up, shake it up. Do something different. The Fool is saying, go on an adventure together, try something new, rekindle the spark. You got this. It's about injecting some spontaneity, some playfulness, some excitement back into your relationship. It's about reminding yourselves why you fell in love in the first place, and about creating new memories that will last a lifetime. It's like, yeah, go dancing. That is an interesting and maybe very specific card pull. Is there a dancer in your life? Or maybe you want there to be. But here's the thing, this Fool energy can be so exciting, so liberating, so empowering. But it can also be a little overwhelming, right? It's easy to get carried away, to lose sight of your goals, to make impulsive decisions that you later regret, especially without honoring where you have been and how you have been patient, right? This is where that citrine energy comes in, okay? That's right. That grounding, that stability, that connection to your inner wisdom. You need that to balance out the Fool's wild energy, right? The citrine is a reminder to stay present, to stay focused, to stay true to yourself, even when you're taking risks and stepping outside of your comfort zone. Like that, yes. It's like, yeah, run headfirst into the future, the Fool says, but don't forget to wear your seatbelt, haha. What? I'm just kidding, kinda, just go do it. Listen to these messages, to this advice. It can be a really great time. I'm really seeing that you are also being reminded to approach love with childlike wonder and excitement. It's like, yeah, the universe is winking at you, haha. Don't take yourself too seriously. Be open to surprises. Be willing to laugh at yourself. Be willing to make mistakes. Because that's how you learn, that's how you grow, and that's how you create a love life that is truly authentic and fulfilling. You've cleared the path with death. You are in balance thanks to justice. You've learned to see things differently with the Hanged Man, so now you're ready to just go, and the Fool knows that. And most importantly, the Fool is a reminder that you are worthy of love and happiness, right? You have been ready, you have heard the messages. You deserve to be in a relationship that is fulfilling, supportive, and joyful. You deserve to be with someone who loves you for who you are, flaws and all. You are so worthy. So don't settle for anything less. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Don't be afraid to walk away from relationships that aren't serving you. This is your life, your love life, and you deserve to create something amazing. Take this message and fly with it. And as you embark on this new adventure, remember to stay grounded, stay true to yourself, and trust that the universe has your back. Repeat after me, and I mean it. I am worthy of love, I am open to new experiences, and I trust that the universe is guiding me towards my highest good. Wow, right? That was intense. That was powerful. That was amazing. I am just so excited for you, seriously. You have so much potential, so much love to give, and so many amazing experiences ahead of you. The universe is your oyster, baby. Go out there and create the love life of your dreams. I'm telling you, the story is ready to be written. And always remember to carry that citrine with you. The journey might have its up and downs, as we saw, right? So remember all that we have gone through and have faith. You are incredible. What will happen is gonna be exciting. Hey there, beautiful soul, welcome. If you picked the turquoise angel crystal, this reading is for you, and I'm so excited to see what the cards have to say. The turquoise angel is all about centering, and your reading today is themed around your inner compass, which means aligning your personal values and authentic desires to navigate toward fulfilling and divinely guided love. So let's see what the universe has in store for you, okay? All right, so the first card we have here is the Four of Wands. Oh my gosh, okay? This is pure celebration, it's homecomings, it's a party. It's that feeling of finally arriving somewhere you've been working towards. This card just screams excitement and joy and that feeling of, yay, we did it, Think of it the honeymoon phase, but even better because it's built on something real. It's not just fleeting infatuation, It's you've actually achieved a milestone together, or you're about to. So, with this card showing up first, it really feels like you're either entering into a period of incredible happiness and celebration in your love life, or you're about to. Maybe you've just met someone new, and the sparks are flying, and everything feels so easy and joyful. Or maybe you're already in a relationship, and you're about to hit a new level of commitment, like maybe moving in together, getting engaged, planning a wedding, something really big and exciting like that, you know. It's like all the hard work you've put in is finally paying off, and you're ready to celebrate your love with the world, which is so amazing. But, and this is a big but, it's not just about the party, okay? The Four of Wands is also about creating a solid foundation. It's about building a home, both literally and figuratively, with the person you love. It's about creating a space where you both feel safe, secure, and supported. So, while it's definitely a time for celebration, it's also important to think about what you want to build together in the long term, you know? What are your shared values? What kind of life do you want to create together? Like, imagine you're building a house, right? The Four of Wands is like putting up the frame. It's exciting, it's visible progress, but you still need to put in the walls, the roof, all the other stuff to make it a real home. So, enjoy the celebration, bask in the joy, but also remember to lay the groundwork for a lasting and fulfilling relationship, which I know you can totally do. Because the energy of the turquoise angel is all about aligning your values, right? So this celebration should feel aligned with your inner truth. If something feels off, even during this exciting time, pay attention to that, okay? Trust your gut. Okay, so that's the Four of Wands. Now let's move on to the next card, which is the Sun. Oh my goodness. This is like pure, unadulterated joy and happiness, like sunshine in a card. The Sun is about vitality, optimism, success, and just feeling good in your own skin. It's about shining your light brightly and not being afraid to be seen. So, after the Four of Wands, which is all about celebration, the Sun is like the energy that fuels that celebration. It's that pure joy that makes it all worthwhile. Like, this is the kind of love that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning, you know? It's the kind of love that makes you feel like anything is possible. It's the kind of love that makes you want to be a better person, not because you feel like you have to, but because you genuinely want to. This is a really beautiful sign that you're on the right path, you know. That you're attracting or building a relationship that is truly good for your soul. But the Sun isn't just about feeling good, it's also about authenticity. It's about being true to yourself and letting your light shine, even if it means being vulnerable. It's about embracing your flaws and imperfections and knowing that you are loved and accepted for exactly who you are. So, with the Sun showing up in your reading, it's a reminder to stay true to yourself in your relationship. Don't try to be someone you're not to please your partner. Let them see the real you, flaws and all, because that's what they're going to fall in love with, you know? And that's what will make the relationship truly fulfilling. Think of it like this: if the Four of Wands is the frame of the house, the Sun is the light that fills it. It's the warmth, the happiness, the good vibes that make it a home. But you can't have light without windows, right? And those windows are your authenticity, your willingness to be vulnerable and share your true self with your partner. So let your light shine, be true to yourself, and enjoy the warmth and happiness that the Sun brings, because you deserve it, you really do. And remember the centering energy of the turquoise angel. The Sun shines brightest when you're aligned with your inner self, okay? Don't dim your light for anyone, ever. Okay, now, finally, we have the Emperor. Wow. This is like serious business, but in a good way, okay? The Emperor is all about structure, stability, authority, and taking control. It's about creating boundaries, setting goals, and building a solid foundation for the future. So, after the Four of Wands and the Sun, which are all about celebration and joy, the Emperor brings in a sense of groundedness and practicality. It's about taking that initial spark of excitement and turning it into something lasting and meaningful. With the Emperor showing up in your reading, it feels like you're ready to take your relationship to the next level, you know? You're ready to build something solid and secure together. Maybe you're thinking about long-term commitment, like marriage or starting a family. Or maybe you're just ready to take more responsibility for your relationship and create a clear vision for the future. Whatever it is, the Emperor is telling you that you have the power to create the relationship you desire, but you need to be proactive and take charge. This isn't about being controlling, okay? It's about being responsible and creating a safe and stable environment for your love to grow. It's about setting clear boundaries, communicating your needs, and working together to achieve your shared goals. Think of it like this: If the Four of Wands is the frame of the house and the sun is the light that fills it, the Emperor is the foundation. It's the solid ground that the house is built on. Without a strong foundation, the house can crumble, right? So, it's important to build a solid foundation for your relationship based on trust, respect, and mutual understanding. But here's the thing, the Emperor can also be a bit rigid and inflexible if you're not careful. So, it's important to balance structure with flexibility, authority with compassion. Don't get so caught up in building the perfect relationship that you forget to enjoy the journey. Remember the joy and celebration of the Four of Wands and the warmth and happiness of the sun. Those are just as important as structure and stability. So, find a balance between taking control and letting things flow naturally. Be responsible, but also be open to spontaneity and adventure. Set goals, but also be willing to adjust your plans if necessary. Because ultimately, the best relationships are the ones that are built on a strong foundation of love, trust, and mutual respect, but are also flexible enough to adapt to life's unexpected twists and turns. The Emperor here needs to be tempered with the freedom and joy of the sun. You have to build something solid without stifling the joy, okay? And remember the centering energy of the turquoise angel. The Emperor isn't about imposing your will, it's about aligning your actions with your inner values to create a structure that supports your authentic self and your divinely guided path. It's about building a container where your love can thrive, not a prison, okay? Wow, these cards together are just so powerful. It feels like you're being guided to create a love that is both joyful and stable, exciting and secure. You're building a foundation for something truly amazing, and the universe is supporting you every step of the way. I'm really excited to see what the next card reveals about how you can maintain this momentum, or maybe even what challenges you might face in building this incredible love. I wonder if the next card will tell us how to integrate this energy into your everyday life, or maybe show us a blind spot that you need to be aware of as you move forward. Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning of your love story, and it's going to be amazing. Okay, so drum roll please. The next card is Judgment. Oh my gosh, this is huge. Okay, so Judgment is all about awakening, rebirth, like a spiritual call to action, and making really important decisions. It's about seeing things clearly, sometimes for the first time, and understanding the true impact of your choices. It's a powerful card about really stepping into who you're meant to be. So, how does this fit with everything we've already seen, right? Well, with the Four of Wands, the Sun, and the Emperor, you've been building this incredible foundation of joy and stability, right? You've created this amazing space for love to grow. But Judgment is asking you, is this truly aligned with your highest self? Is this the love you're really meant to experience? It's like, you've built the house, it's beautiful, but now you're asking yourself, is this the right location? Is this the right style? Does this really feel like home? Not just safe and comfortable, but like destiny. You know, see, Judgment isn't just about making a decision, it's about answering a call like a wake-up call, ding-ding. It's about shedding old skin and stepping into a new version of yourself, especially when it comes to love. So, what are you waking up to? What truths are being revealed to you right now? Maybe you're realizing that you've been settling for less than you deserve, or maybe you're realizing that you're ready for a deeper level of commitment than you thought. Or, and this is interesting, maybe you're realizing that something you thought was right isn't. Perhaps you're waking up to the fact that your values have changed, or that your desires have evolved, and that the relationship you're in no longer aligns with who you are. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, okay? It just means that you're growing, and that your inner compass, because you picked the turquoise angel, is guiding you towards something even better, something more authentic. So, what is that something? What's the real truth that is finally bubbling to the surface? It could be about your partner. It could be about yourself. It could be about the relationship itself. But whatever it is, you can't ignore it anymore, you know? And that leads to the decision part. Because Judgment always requires a decision, a choice. Will you answer the call? Will you embrace the change? Or will you resist it and stay stuck in your old ways? What paths are opening up to you now? What possibilities are you seeing that you didn't see before? And what needs to be left behind? What old beliefs, old patterns, old relationships, maybe, are you ready to release so you can move forward? This might involve a really honest conversation with your partner, or it might involve some deep soul-searching on your own. Maybe you're being called to forgive someone, maybe even yourself, for past mistakes, so you can start fresh, because judgment can represent a new chapter beginning. But here's the thing, this decision isn't just about your love life, okay? It's connected to your entire life purpose. It's about aligning your love life with your soul's mission, which is why this card is showing up with the turquoise angel energy of centering. So, how do these decisions connect to your authentic self? Are you choosing love that honors your values, your passions, your dreams? Or are you compromising yourself in some way to fit into someone else's idea of what love should be? It's about choosing love that empowers you to be the best version of yourself, not love that holds you back, or makes you feel small, or makes you feel like you are playing a part, you know? This is a really important time to get clear on what you truly want and to make choices that reflect that. This is where you have to ask yourself the hard questions, you know? Are you truly happy? Are you fulfilled? Are you living a life that is aligned with your soul's purpose? And if not, what are you willing to change? It's not about blame, it's not about guilt. It's just about taking responsibility for your own happiness and creating a life that you truly love, a love that you truly love. Now, I know this can be a scary card, right? Because change is scary, and making big decisions is scary. And maybe you're resisting this awakening because you're afraid of what it might mean. Maybe you're afraid of hurting someone you love, or maybe you're afraid of being alone. Maybe you're afraid of the unknown. But here's the thing, staying stuck in a situation that isn't right for you is even scarier, you know? It's like being trapped in a gilded cage. It looks beautiful from the outside, but it's still a prison. So, what are you afraid of, really? What's the worst that could happen if you follow your heart? And what's the best that could happen? Because here's the truth, this awakening is happening for a reason. The universe is guiding you towards something better, something more fulfilling, something more aligned with your soul's purpose. And even though it might be scary, you're not alone. You have the strength, the courage, and the wisdom to make the right choices for yourself, and for everyone involved because you picked the turquoise angel. So, trust your intuition, trust your inner compass, and embrace the change. You're not being punished, you're being guided. You're not being abandoned, you're being supported. You're not being asked to destroy anything, you're being asked to create something new, something beautiful, something amazing. The universe has your back, okay? The divine is cheering you on, and I'm here rooting for you every step of the way. So, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and ask yourself, what is the truth? What is the call? And what is the decision that I need to make to align myself with my highest good and the love I truly deserve? I know that sounds scary, but you already intuitively chose the crystal that wants you to center yourself. You can do this. Wow, okay, this is getting so intense, right? I'm seriously on the edge of my seat here. I can't wait to see what the next card reveals about how you can navigate this transformation, this judgment. I wonder if it will give us some practical advice for making these decisions, or maybe it will show us what the potential outcome could be if you embrace this awakening. Or maybe it will show us what happens if you resist it. Whatever it is, I know it's going to be powerful and insightful. Okay, deep breath, because here we go. The Four of Cups, okay. Well, after all that, after the Four of Wands celebration, after the sun's shining light, after the Emperor's solid structure, and especially after the Judgment cards like earth-shattering wake-up call, we get the Four of Cups, which honestly feels like a bit of a letdown, right? It's like after all that excitement and possibility, this card is like, meh. You know, like you're sitting there with your arms crossed, looking all grumpy, while the universe is trying to offer you something amazing. But you're just not seeing it, or maybe you just don't care. So, what's going on here? How does this card fit into everything else? Well, I think it's showing us a potential pitfall, right? It's like you've built this amazing foundation, you've had this incredible awakening, but now you're feeling like a little blah, uninspired, maybe even a little resentful, you know? It's like, okay, universe, I did all the work. I built the house, I shone my light, I faced my fears. Now what? What else do you want from me? And you're just kind of sitting there, waiting for something to happen, instead of actively participating in your own life. See, The Four of Cups is all about missed opportunities. It's about being so caught up in your own head, in your own thoughts and feelings, that you're not able to see the gifts that are being offered to you. It's like you're so focused on what's lacking in your life that you're completely blind to what you already have, or to what's right in front of you, waiting to be embraced. And after the Judgment card, that could be really significant. You've just had this major realization, this big wake-up call, and now you're probably feeling a little overwhelmed, right? Like, oh my gosh, I have to make all these changes. I have to leave behind everything that's familiar and step into the unknown. And that can be really scary. So, it's natural to want to retreat, to want to go back to your comfort zone, even if that comfort zone isn't really serving you anymore. But the Four of Cups is warning you against that. It's saying, don't let fear hold you back. Don't let complacency keep you stuck. There are amazing opportunities waiting for you, but you have to be willing to open your eyes and see them. Maybe you're being offered a new perspective on your relationship, a new way of connecting with your partner. Maybe you're being offered a chance to deepen your commitment or to explore new possibilities together. Or, and this is the tough one, maybe you're being offered a way out of a situation that isn't right for you anymore. Maybe that Judgment card woke you up to the fact that this relationship isn't aligned with your soul's purpose, and the universe is now giving you a chance to leave with grace and dignity, to start fresh and find a love that truly fulfills you. But you're so scared of being alone, so scared of hurting someone you care about, that you're just ignoring the opportunity, hoping it will go away. That's the danger of the Four of Cups, right? It's that feeling of apathy, of not caring, of just wanting to shut down and avoid dealing with your problems. It's like you're saying, whatever, nothing matters anyway. And that's a really dangerous place to be, because it can lead to stagnation, to resentment, and ultimately to a lot of unhappiness, especially given the previous cards. But here's the thing, the Four of Cups isn't all bad, okay? It's not just about being apathetic and missing opportunities. It can also be a sign that you need to take a break, that you need to step back and reassess your priorities before making any big decisions, especially after such a big card like Judgment. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed by all the changes that are happening in your life, and you just need some time to process everything, to integrate these new insights and figure out what you really want. That's okay. It's okay to take a break, to recharge your batteries, to go inward and listen to your intuition. In fact, that's exactly what the Turquoise Angel is all about, right? Centering yourself, aligning with your inner compass. So maybe the Four of Cups is a sign that you need to disconnect from the outside world for a little while, to turn off the noise and distractions, and to really listen to your own heart, especially since Judgment made you hear its call. What is your heart telling you right now? What do you really want? What do you need to feel fulfilled and happy? Don't let anyone else's expectations or opinions influence your decision. This is about you and your journey and your alignment with your inner truth, which is what the Turquoise Angel is all about. Maybe you need to spend some time alone, meditating, journaling, or just doing things that bring you joy. Maybe you need to talk to a trusted friend or therapist who can help you sort through your thoughts and feelings, help you make sense of all these changes since Judgment. Or maybe you just need to take a nap, honestly. Sometimes, the best way to deal with overwhelm is to just get some rest and let your subconscious mind do its thing, you know. But whatever you do, don't just sit there and do nothing, okay? Don't let apathy win. Use this time to reconnect with yourself, to get clear on your values and your desires, and to prepare yourself for the next chapter of your life. Because there is a next chapter, and it's going to be amazing, especially after Judgment. But you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and embrace the unknown, even if it feels scary, even if you're not sure where you're going. So, how do you break free from this Four of Cups energy? How do you go from feeling apathetic and uninspired to feeling excited and motivated again? Well, I think the key is gratitude, you know. Instead of focusing on what's lacking in your life, take some time to appreciate what you already have. Look around you and notice all the blessings that are present, even the small ones. The roof over your head, the food on your table, the love and support of your friends and family, everything you've built with the previous cards. These are all things to be grateful for, and when you focus on gratitude, It shifts your perspective and opens you up to new possibilities. It reminds you that you already have everything you need to be happy, and that you're capable of creating an amazing life for yourself, especially after having the courage to go through the judgment cards process. Another thing you can do is to get out of your head and into your body, because the Four of Cups can keep you trapped in your thoughts. Exercise, dance, go for a walk in nature. Anything that gets you moving and connects you to the present moment helps you to release that energy and those blockages. This can help you to feel more grounded, more centered, and more alive, and helps you appreciate the gifts around you. And when you feel more alive, you're more likely to see the opportunities that are being offered to you, because you're more open to them. You're not so stuck in your own head, you're actually present and engaged with the world around you. And finally, I think it's important to remember that you're not alone in this, okay? Everyone feels apathetic and uninspired sometimes. It's part of the human experience. But the key is not to let those feelings define you. Don't let them keep you stuck in a rut, and that's why you pick the turquoise angel. Reach out to your support system, talk to someone you trust, and let them remind you of your strengths and your potential. Let them help you see the light when you're feeling lost in the dark. Because you are strong, you are capable, and you are worthy of love and happiness. Don't ever forget that, especially after the Judgment card cleared the path for you. The Four of Cups here is really a test, right? Will you succumb to apathy and miss the amazing opportunities that are waiting for you? Or will you rise above it, reconnect with your inner compass, and create a life that is truly aligned with your soul's purpose? It's all up to you, and that can be a little scary, but it's also incredibly empowering, because it means that you have the power to choose your own destiny. Okay, wow, this is a really important message, especially given the cards we've already seen. The Four of Cups is like a fork in the road, right? You can either stay stuck in your comfort zone, or you can embrace the unknown and create a life that is truly fulfilling. And I'm so curious to see which path you're going to choose, and how the final card is going to guide you on that journey, especially with everything you've already accomplished, and especially given the centering and truth-seeking of the turquoise angel. Is the next card going to show us what happens if you stay stuck in this apathy? Or is it going to show us how to break free and create the life you've always dreamed of? I'm seriously on the edge of my seat here, and I can't wait to see what's next. All right, so the next card, oh my gosh, you are not going to believe this. It is the Tower. Oh my goodness. So after all that, after the potential missed opportunity, after the apathy of the Four of Cups, we get the Tower. Like, talk about a shake-up, right? Like a serious wake-up call. If Judgment was a gentle nudge, the Tower is like a cosmic 2x4 upside the head. So what does this mean? Well, it means things are about to change, like, drastically. The Tower is all about sudden upheaval, destruction of old structures, chaos, and unexpected events. It's that feeling of, like, everything you thought was solid is suddenly crumbling around you. It's scary, it's intense, but it's also, ultimately, about liberation, about breaking free from what no longer serves you. Okay, but like, how does this fit with everything else? Well, remember how we were talking about the Four of Cups being a missed opportunity? About you potentially sitting there, all apathetic, while the universe is trying to offer you something amazing. Well, the Tower is like the universe saying, okay, fine. You're not going to take the gentle nudge? How about a freaking earthquake? You know, it's like, if you choose to stay stuck in that Four of Cups energy, if you choose to ignore the call of your soul, then the Tower is going to come in and force you to change. It's going to tear down the walls you've built around yourself, even if you're not ready. It's going to shatter your illusions and force you to see things as they really are, which, honestly, could be really painful, especially after building such a strong foundation with the previous cards. It's like all that effort, all that hard work, gone, or at least, that's how it might feel at first. Think about it this way. Remember the house we were building? With the Four of Wands being the frame, the Sun being the light, and the Emperor being the foundation. Well, the Tower is like a massive storm coming along and tearing that house apart, ripping off the roof, smashing the windows, and leaving you standing there in the rubble, wondering what the heck just happened. It's like all that work, all that structure and foundation, was built on something false. Maybe you were building that house on a shaky foundation. Maybe you were ignoring some serious cracks in the walls, or maybe you were just building it in the wrong place to begin with, which is what the Judgment card alluded to. And the Tower is here to expose those weaknesses, to bring them to light, so you can finally rebuild on something solid and true. Maybe you didn't face your fears, and this is the universe making you face them. But, and this is a big but, the Tower isn't always a bad thing, okay? Even though it feels scary and destructive, it can also be incredibly liberating. It can be the thing that finally frees you from a situation that was holding you back, from a relationship that was no longer serving you, from a life that wasn't aligned with your soul's purpose. Like that Judgment card. Think of it like this. Maybe you were living in that house, but you were miserable, you know? Maybe it was beautiful on the outside, but it was suffocating on the inside. Maybe you were just staying there because it was comfortable, because it was familiar, because you were afraid of the unknown, or maybe you were too afraid to hurt someone by leaving. But deep down, you knew it wasn't right for you. And the Tower is here to say, okay, enough is enough. You deserve better. You deserve to be happy. And sometimes, that means tearing everything down and starting over. So, what does this look like in real life? Well, it could mean a sudden breakup, a major argument, a shocking revelation, something that completely shatters your perception of your relationship. It could mean losing your job, moving to a new city, experiencing a health crisis, anything that forces you to reevaluate your life and your priorities. It could mean that secrets come to light. Things you thought you knew about your partner suddenly aren't true. Like maybe you discover your partner has been hiding something from you, maybe you find out they've been lying to you, maybe they do something that completely betrays your trust. Or it could be something about yourself that comes to light. Maybe you realize you've been living a lie, maybe you realize you've been suppressing your true feelings, maybe you realize you've been settling for less than you deserve. And that comes crashing to the surface. It could mean that the relationship ends, suddenly and unexpectedly. Maybe your partner leaves you, or maybe you finally find the courage to leave them. It could be a painful and difficult process, but it could also be the most liberating thing you've ever done. Now that judgment has come and gone, this might be what you're left with. Or, and this is another possibility, the Tower could be a catalyst for positive change, even though it doesn't feel like it at the time. Maybe this crisis, this upheaval, forces you and your partner to communicate more honestly, to address the underlying issues in your relationship, to finally create a stronger and more authentic connection. Maybe this forces you to get real, to stop putting on a show, to stop pretending everything is okay when it's not, to stop living in denial, to finally be vulnerable and honest with each other, and through that vulnerability, discover a deeper level of intimacy and understanding. Maybe you thought you were building something beautiful, but you've been avoiding the core problems, and now they're exposed. It could mean that you start going to therapy together, that you start having difficult conversations, that you start making real changes in your behavior. It could be a long and challenging process, but it could also be the thing that saves your relationship, that transforms it into something stronger and more meaningful, especially if both partners are committed to growth and healing. It could be that the Tower moment makes you both realize you don't want to lose what you have. So, the big question is, are you going to resist the Tower? Are you going to try to cling to the old structures, to the old ways of doing things? Or are you going to embrace the change, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to rebuild on something stronger and truer? Because that's the choice you're facing right now. You can fight it and make it even more painful, or you can surrender to it and allow it to guide you toward a better future. And remember that turquoise angel energy, right? The energy of centering, of aligning with your inner compass. This is where that comes in a big way. Because the Tower can feel incredibly disorienting, incredibly destabilizing. It can feel like you're completely lost and alone, with no idea where to turn. But if you can connect with that inner compass, if you can tap into that sense of inner knowing, you can navigate this chaos with grace and courage. You can rebuild your life in a way that is more aligned with your soul's purpose, with your authentic desires, with your true values. The Tower might be the universe's way of saying, okay, you're not listening to your inner compass. I'm going to have to get your attention another way. So, pay attention to what's happening right now. Pay attention to your feelings, to your thoughts, to your intuition. What is the tower trying to teach you? What is it trying to show you? What is it trying to free you from? Because the answers are there within you. You just have to be willing to listen. Wow, okay. This is huge, right? This is like everything is on the line. It all boils down to this moment. The last card is going to reveal everything. It's going to show us whether you embrace the tower or whether you are destroyed by it. Will you find liberation or devastation? Will you rebuild or crumble? I'm so nervous, I can barely stand it. I seriously don't know what to expect, and that's what makes this so incredibly exciting. We've come so far, from celebrating to facing your truth, to now standing at the edge of oblivion or the dawn of a new beginning. This final card has the weight of the world on its shoulders and will ultimately determine the divine plan for your love. Oh my gosh, the tower. I seriously did not see that coming, but maybe we should have, right? Given that whole Four of Cups energy, the potential for just like sitting there and doing nothing while your life is passing you by. Well, the universe clearly has other plans, honey, because the tower is here to shake things up, like majorly. Remember that amazing foundation you were building, the celebration, the joy, the structure? The Four of Wands, the Sun, the Emperor? Well, the tower is like, hold my beer. It's about to test the strength of that foundation in a way you never imagined. And I mean, you had the Judgment card, which already had the seeds of that, right? Okay, so the tower. Where do I even begin? This card is all about sudden and unexpected change, upheaval, destruction, chaos. Basically, everything that we try to avoid in life, right? It's that feeling of, like, the rug being pulled out from under you, of everything you thought was solid suddenly crumbling to dust. It's like one of those movies where there's an earthquake and the whole city just starts falling apart. I know it's scary, but hear me out, okay? Because the tower, while definitely intense, is also incredibly powerful. Because the tower is so profoundly connected to your personal power. It's like the universe forcing you to break free from whatever's been holding you back, from whatever's been keeping you stuck in a situation that isn't serving you, because sometimes we need that extra shove, you know? Especially if you've been in that Four of Cups energy of just like, meh, whatever. The universe is like, no, 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 we're not doing that. We're not settling for meh. We're going for amazing. So, think of the tower as a necessary destruction, a demolition of the old to make way for the new, even if it doesn't feel that way at the time, because that's what the Judgment card was priming you for. You were being asked to destroy an old version of yourself, but if you didn't answer that call, the tower is going to answer it for you. Now, what could this look like in your love life? Well, it could be a sudden breakup, a major argument, a shocking revelation, some kind of betrayal or deception coming to light, a secret being exposed, you know, something that just completely shatters your illusions about your relationship. Maybe you thought everything was going great, but then bam, you find out your partner has been lying to you, or cheating on you, or hiding something major from you. Or maybe it's not your partner, maybe it's something about yourself that gets revealed, a truth that you've been suppressing for years, a desire that you've been too afraid to acknowledge, a need that you've been ignoring. And suddenly, it all comes crashing to the surface, and you can't ignore it anymore. It could also mean a sudden change in circumstances, like one of you losing your job, or having to move to a new city, or experiencing a health crisis, something that puts a huge strain on the relationship and forces you to reevaluate everything, and maybe you find out one of you isn't who you thought they were. Maybe the person you're with is unable to support you through the changes, or vice versa. And honestly, it could just mean that the relationship ends. Period. Maybe you realize that you're just not compatible anymore, that you want different things, that you're on different paths. And it's painful, it's heartbreaking, but it's also necessary. It's like the universe saying, okay, this isn't working. It's time to move on so judgment can truly take hold. But here's the thing, okay? The tower isn't just about destruction, it's also about liberation, because the only way you can build something new is by tearing down what's old. And sometimes, we get so attached to the old, even if it's not serving us, that we need a little push to let it go. The tower is that push, that kick in the pants, that wake-up call that says, hey, you deserve better and it's time to create it. So, how do you navigate this tower energy? How do you deal with all this chaos and upheaval? Well, first of all, you have to accept it. You have to stop resisting the change and allow it to happen, and this is where that turquoise angel energy of centering is so crucial. Because the tower is going to shake you to your core. It's going to make you question everything you thought you knew. It's going to make you feel lost and alone and afraid. But if you can connect with your inner compass, if you can tap into that sense of inner knowing, you can find your way through this storm. Because the turquoise angel is all about aligning with your truth, and the tower is all about stripping away the layers of illusion that have been hiding that truth from you. So trust yourself, trust your intuition, and trust that the universe has your back, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. And this also connects back to what we were talking about with the Judgment card. The tower is kind of the next step in that process, right? You had that awakening, you realized that something needed to change, and now the tower is here to make that change happen, whether you like it or not. Now, practically speaking, what can you do to get through this? Well, first of all, take care of yourself, okay? This is not the time to be neglecting your needs. Eat healthy, get enough sleep, exercise, meditate, do whatever it takes to keep your body and mind strong, because you're going to need all your strength to get through this. Also, reach out to your support system. Talk to your friends, your family, your therapist, whoever you trust and feel safe with. Don't try to go through this alone because you don't have to. There are people who love you and care about you and want to help you, so let them. Also, be patient with yourself, okay? This is going to be a process. It's not going to happen overnight, and there are days where you're going to feel like you're making progress, and other days where you're going to feel like you're going backwards. That's okay, that's normal. Just keep going, keep trusting the process, and keep believing in yourself. And finally, remember that the tower is not the end, it's the beginning, because what are you going to do when the dust settles? What are you going to build in the rubble? What kind of life do you want to create for yourself? This is your chance to start over, to create something that is more aligned with your soul's purpose, with your authentic desires, with your true values. This is your chance to build a life that is truly amazing, which is what Judgment wanted for you all along. So don't be afraid of the tower, okay? Embrace it, learn from it, and let it guide you toward a brighter future, you know. Wow, okay, I am seriously on the edge of my seat right now. I mean, the tower is such a powerful card, and it really feels like everything is hanging in the balance. It's like, what happens next is going to determine everything, because what's going to come of you when you're rebuilt? So, is the next card going to show us how to rebuild after the tower? Is it going to show us what that new foundation looks like? Or is it going to show us something completely different? Honestly, I have no idea, but I am so excited to find out. Okay, so the tower, right? I know that card can be seriously scary, but before you freak out, just take a deep breath, okay? Because even though it feels like everything is falling apart right now, trust me, this is actually a good thing, or at least it can be. I know it's hard to see that right now, especially if you're in the middle of the storm, but the tower is ultimately about clearing away the old to make way for the new. It's about breaking free from whatever's been holding you back, from whatever's been keeping you stuck in a situation that isn't serving you, and even though it hurts, it's necessary, you know. You've been building this whole life, this whole love, but maybe it wasn't quite right, and now the universe is stepping in to set you on the right path, which is what you were asking for when you chose the turquoise angel. So just breathe, okay? You're going to get through this. And that brings us to the final card, which is the star. Oh, thank goodness. After the tower, we really needed this, didn't we? Because the star is all about hope, healing, faith, and inspiration. It's like, after the storm has passed, the sun comes out, and you finally see a glimmer of light in the darkness. It's the promise of a brighter future, a reminder that even in the midst of chaos, there is always hope, you know. It's the feeling of like, okay, I've been through hell, but I'm still here, I'm still alive, and I'm going to make it through this. So, how does the star fit in with everything else we've seen? Well, the tower tore down the old structures, right? It shattered your illusions, it forced you to face some hard truths, and the star is here to help you rebuild, not just rebuild, but rebuild something even better, something more authentic, something more aligned with your soul's purpose. which is what the Judgment card wanted you to do in the first place, right? The Judgment card wants you to leave behind the old, and the Star wants to guide you forward with hope. It's like, after the demolition, you're standing there in the rubble, wondering where to even begin, and the Star is shining down on you, saying, "Don't worry, I've got you. I'll show you the way." You know. The Star is a card of faith, and right now, that's exactly what you need: faith in yourself, faith in the universe, faith that everything is happening for a reason, even if you can't see it right now. It's about trusting that even though things look bleak, there is a divine plan at play, and that you are being guided towards something amazing, something that is meant for you. It's about surrendering to the process, letting go of control, and trusting that everything will work out in the end, which is hard, right? Especially after the Tower, which makes you feel like you have no control over anything. But that's exactly the point, you know. The Tower is teaching you that you can't control everything, and that sometimes you just have to let go and trust, and the Turquoise Angel helps you center so that you can do that trusting. The Star is also a card of healing, and that's so important right now, because the Tower can leave you feeling wounded, scarred, and broken. It can bring up a lot of pain, a lot of grief, a lot of anger. But the Star is here to soothe those wounds, to help you heal from the past, and to move forward with a renewed sense of hope and optimism. It's like a balm for your soul, a gentle reminder that you are loved, you are supported, and you are capable of healing from anything, because the universe doesn't give you anything you can't handle. So, what does this mean for your love life? Well, it could mean that the relationship that was torn down by the Tower was not meant to be, that it was holding you back from finding true love, and that the universe has something better in store for you. It could mean that you need to take some time to heal, to focus on yourself, and to rediscover your own worth before you can attract a healthy and fulfilling relationship, and also let judgment have its way with you. The freedom to embrace your authentic self. Or it could mean that the relationship can be rebuilt, but only if both partners are willing to do the work, to heal from the past, and to create a new foundation based on honesty, trust, and authenticity. It could mean that the Tower was a wake-up call, a catalyst for positive change, a chance to create a relationship that is truly aligned with both of your soul's purposes, which is why the Turquoise Angel brought you here. Maybe you needed that Tower moment to break down the barriers between you, to force you to communicate more openly, to be more vulnerable, and to create a deeper connection. But whatever the case may be, the Star is reminding you that you deserve to be loved, you deserve to be happy, and you deserve to have a relationship that is fulfilling and supportive, and that is built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding, which is so beautiful. So, don't give up on love, okay? Don't let the Tower scare you away from opening your heart again. Because the Star is shining brightly, guiding you toward a future that is filled with hope, healing, and love. The judgment has passed, and the path forward is clear. And remember those other cards we talked about? The Four of Wands, the Sun, the Emperor? They're still there, you know? They haven't disappeared just because the Tower came along. They're like the seeds of potential that are waiting to sprout, waiting to blossom into something even more beautiful than before. The Four of Wands is still about celebration, about finding joy in the simple things, about creating a sense of community and connection. The Sun is still about shining your light, about being authentic, about radiating warmth and positivity, and the Turquoise Angel wants you to know how to shine. The Emperor is still about taking control of your life, about setting boundaries, about creating a solid foundation for the future, but now you have the wisdom of the Tower to guide you, the wisdom to build something that is truly strong and resilient. So, how do you put all of this into practice? How do you rebuild your life and your love after the Tower? Well, first of all, be kind to yourself. Allow yourself to grieve, to feel the pain, to process the emotions. Don't try to suppress anything or pretend that everything is okay, because it's not, and that's okay. It's okay to not be okay. Just be gentle with yourself and allow yourself to heal, and let the Turquoise Angel help you find your center while you're healing. Second, focus on self-care. Do things that bring you joy, that nourish your soul, that make you feel good about yourself, especially with the Tower clouding the way. Spend time in nature, listen to music, dance, paint, write, Whatever it is that helps you connect with your inner self and feel alive. Third, set healthy boundaries. This is so important, especially after the tower, which may have violated your boundaries in some way. Learn to say no to things that don't serve you, to protect your energy, and to create a safe space for yourself where you can heal and grow. What you did, what you're doing, and what you will do is up to you. Fourth, connect with your support system. Talk to your friends, your family, your therapist, whoever you trust and feel safe with. Don't try to go through this alone because you don't have to. There are people who love you and care about you and want to help you, and the tower isn't going to stop them. And finally, have faith. Trust that everything is happening for a reason and that you are being guided towards something amazing, even if you can't see it right now. Believe in yourself, believe in your ability to heal, and believe in your ability to create a life that is filled with love, joy, and purpose, which is why the turquoise angel called you here. So, repeat after me. I am strong. I am resilient. I am worthy of love and happiness. I trust that everything is happening for my highest good. I am guided by my inner compass, and I am creating a life that is aligned with my soul's purpose. Because you really are. You've got this, okay? The tower may have shaken you, but it hasn't broken you. You are still here, you are still strong, and you are ready to create a life that is even more amazing than you ever imagined. So, go out there and shine, because the world needs your light, now more than ever, especially in the wake of judgment. And remember the turquoise angel. That centering energy will guide you every step of the way. I'm so excited for you, and for what the future holds, because it's going to be beautiful, I just know it.